Hello, everybody. Welcome to King Shit Talk. I am your host, Salid. I want to thank you again for coming to sit with me for a little bit on this somewhat rainy Thursday night where I am. I don't know what the weather's like where all you guys are, but it's kind of rainy here. First off, I want to give a happy heavenly birthday to my brother. Today is his birthday. Most of you know that he passed away in September. So earlier today, I let my tears flow, and tonight I'm a smile a lot, drink a lot. I'm drinking on my mixture that I had the other day of the Hennessy mixed with the Stella Rosa Black, and it wasn't as good the first time I tried it, but I think I had the mix wrong. But I have the mix perfect now, so it's absolutely amazing. Um, Thank you to my wisdom listeners. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go subscribe. All of my Facebook watchers, thank you for showing up again. And everyone watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. Tonight, we will be, wait, hold on. Before I go into what we're talking about tonight, let me first say I've been getting a lot of people messaging me to talk about the sub and the five people that perished in it. I will say this, and I mean this with everything inside of me. And I'm not trying to be insensitive at all. But at the end of 2021, there were over 14,000 Black women and girls that have gone missing. And I had to do a search to find that out, meaning there was no media coverage. No one was talking about it on social media. And that tells me that law enforcement and other things have not tried to find these women. So when you ask me how do I feel about these people perishing in the sub, I feel absolutely nothing. I don't. I feel a little tender for the 19-year-old who was in there with his father. But other than that, I see it and I keep scrolling. So I will not be doing a show on the sub that was lost at sea looking for the Titanic. I would not be doing a show on the people that were inside of the sub, but I may be doing a lot of talking about the missing women that have yet to be found because I personally feel like that's a lot more important. With that being said, tonight we are going to be talking about whether men actually want a boss chick. To those that don't know what a boss chick is, let me explain. That is a woman who is set in her career. She is successful. And I know success is subjective, but she's doing well for herself. She doesn't try to get with a man just because of the come up. She can create her own come up. And there's a rumor that men don't like women like that. So we're going to try to get to the bottom of whether that's true or not tonight. And I will be speaking with my guest, Kev, who some of you know he's been on before, Star, and Miss Lady Shalonda. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing
Yo,
well,
what's
thank
up?
you.
Doing good.
Great.
Good, good. Now we're gonna jump right into it, y'all, because I know this can be a very deep subject. Sometimes subjects like this can get heated. I hope it doesn't get heated with us, but I do hope there's some clarity after the fact. First question I have for you though: does a woman that makes more than a man seem intimidating when it comes to dating? And this is just your opinion. Do you feel like um, the more money you make, the more intimidated a guy is when he's trying to date you? Star, you go first.
um, Maybe so. I would have to say yeah for the most part.
There's some intimidation.
I mean, I
Now,
think so. I mean, I feel like yeah, I'm gonna have to say yeah because there's not leverage. You can't really leverage your money with somebody who's already successful and doesn't need you for that.
that's facts. Now, do you normally sense that early on when a guy's intimidated like that? Does he say anything?
No, because I don't really say what I have if I'm talking to somebody. So, but after they meet me, I can sense the change.
Mm. How do you feel about that, Shalonda?
I want to say yes and no. I mean, yes, as far as my experience, it doesn't, like I said, I don't go on when I have one on a date or whatever situation is, I have not revealed what I have. I mean, they may see me when I pull up or something like that, and they assume like, because you got a beam or whatever situation is that, you're in a certain status or whatever situation is. And they to me, they just play their hand. They play their hand and see if they could bite, you know. I think that some men that you may go out with may know what type of caliber of a woman you are when they first meet you, um, by the way you carry yourself, the way you handle yourself, and by the way you speak. Um, and Yeah, so I don't think they let you know kind of during the first, the
Yeah,
first.
I don't think they ever come out and
Yeah,
verbally.
they're not gonna come out and tell you. It's something that you have to you kind of pick up,
Yeah.
Not
because what
not
happened
even.
is they if they feel like they what they do, they'll try to first of all, I'm all about when conversating, my conversation, it needs to be stimulated. So when they're talking and when you're talking back to them, they kind of know if they can handle a conversation with you or not. They kind of know what type of woman you are, so they'll tend to draw back and kind of change up or pretty much be ready to go.
Or they try to lead with money and see
Yeah,
how you respond.
we see you respond.
So pretty much that initial conversation is going to weed out whether they're the caliber of what you want to talk to or not anyway.
Right.
What do you think from a man's point of view, Kev? Before I give my point of view, how do you feel about it? Do you think a successful woman or a woman that makes a whole lot of money, is that intimidating to you?
No, I haven't dated in a while, but I would say probably the younger me would be, but the me now, no, because like they were stating, I'm not gonna lead with money. I'm not gonna bring, as long as I'm not broke, the dinner or wherever we are, I'm gonna be able to provide for if I take you there anyway. So I'm not gonna be talking pretty much anything at all about money. So no, I'm not intimidated. I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna let my personality, speak for itself or whatever, and I wouldn't be intimidated. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys would, but because it could be intimidating, but I wouldn't be intimidated.
Yeah, I think from my stance on it, the younger me, and when I say younger, I mean between the ages of 20 and 30, I would have been probably excited. I would have been
Right.
excited, the more success the woman had, because I know where my mindset was at that time.
Yeah.
At this stage, it would make me happy because I love to see people win. I especially love to see uh, Black women win because I have daughters. And I definitely want them to be successful in their own right as well. Now, ladies, do
Mm-hmm.
you look to date men that are successful? Shalonda,
Well,
you
yeah,
start.
I was gonna say let Shalonda go and I'll answer.
Um, I would say okay. I would say absolutely, and the reason, and I say that in a healthy and good way. You know,
Mhm.
I don't say it where like we talking about, to intimidate a man or anything like that, or to control a man because I may have more, or I may be successful, or he may not be. But yes, because I just look at, as far as myself is, I'm always investing in myself.
Mhm.
So I like a man that invests in himself as well. That work and grind as hard as I work. You know what I'm saying? We build together. I feel like if I come with everything, or come, it gives a different, I don't know. It's a difference. It's a difference in working. It's a difference in it's like you appreciate something you work for.
Yeah.
You appreciate something you work for. And sometimes I feel like, and there's no, not throwing shade, some men today don't want to work. They
That's
don't want to
facts.
work. They don't want to work. They looking for mommies.
Hey, I have nothing against what you're saying because I see them all the time, and that's definitely factual.
And And I was going to say too, just to add to that, that you know, if I'm investing in myself, and I know what I bring to the table, my thing is that I'm not looking for a liability. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So someone that has not made an investment is a liability and is not willing to make an investment. And usually what happens if a person has not made an investment in themselves, they don't know what it is to make an investment in you or an investment at all. So, you know, I'm not interested.
Yeah. And sometimes the person that has the quote unquote success versus the other person, that's the investment they're looking at. Sometimes you have to be
Yeah,
careful
see?
now
Yeah.
because people can look at your hard work as their come up.
Oh,
Right.
see? Yeah. We know
And
about that one.
before Star answers, I am as I am asked what's successful. I think success, um, from my point of view, is very subjective because there are a lot of levels to a person's
Mhm.
life where they may deem that is success, and
Right.
someone else from the outside looking in may not see it as success.
Right.
So I think personally for me, success is anything that progresses me forward and allows me to build a solid foundation for those up under me, those that I
Mhm.
love. That's success to me.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, Star, do you look to date a man that's equally successful?
Well, let me say for the record, I'm not looking to date. But hypothetically speaking, if I was, I would want someone to be able to take care of themselves and pull their own weight. I definitely would not want a liability. I've been in a position where I've, talked to someone that was made less than me, and I didn't really have an issue with it because he was still a hard worker on his level. And there was no insecurity about what I was doing or my money, and it was fine for the most part until it wasn't. But that wasn't because of where I was financially. The relationship ended for a different reason. So as long as they can pour their own weight, they can take care of themselves. If they're building their empire, yeah, absolutely. I'm not really looking to build with anyone. So
Mhm.
that's the difference with me.
I got you. Now, Kev, would you want to date a woman, hypothetically speaking, that is as successful or as you, or does it matter to you at all?
I kind of agree with Star, but from a male point of view, even as a male, I feel like I would just want a female that is complete, herself before us getting together or dating. Like she can carry her own weight, she can do for herself, works hard or whatever. And so whatever she deemed as successful, I would want her to feel like she's progressing in life or whatever before we get together because I definitely wouldn't want anyone coming along that's looking for a come up or somebody that I just got to drag along. So as long as you can take care of your own or whatever, we can team up and build together. So you don't have to be super successful. You don't have to be rich, especially as a man. We think provide first anyway. So if you can carry your own weight, I'm good with that. You don't have to be just, you know, super wealthy or rich or whatever. We can build together.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is age rendered and appropriate too, because at
Hmm.
this stage, at this point, if you aren't already where you want to be, I like to see that you're on that path though, that
Right.
you have some things established and you're right on the cusp of getting to where your goal is. Now, when we start getting into situations where we have men and women, I'll just say, for instance, 35 and above that are still on these levels as some 16 to 18-year olds, there's a big problem with that unless there's something that's happened in life. Sometimes the divorces give you setbacks.
Yeah.
Right.
There are all kinds of things that can happen, but for the most part, when a person is at a certain age and they aren't goal oriented or they're just content with paycheck to paycheck,
Hmm.
that doesn't flow too well with people that are on a different mindset and things like that. Now, Shalonda, what are some things that turn you off when it comes to a man when in the dating space?
Well, to be honest, I haven't been dating, you know, I've gone through a divorce, so I have not really been dating, but I have went out on a date here and there. And what turned me off is lack of communication.
Hmm.
Definitely that. And just, when you just blah, you have nothing to say. It's like you're interested, but there's nothing there. There's no, like I said, there's no conversation, especially as one that is stimulating. All you talking about is what you have, how many countries you went to, and all that kind of stuff like that. So, and I don't like a man that's not groomed.
Why you look so serious?
I know, right?
Right.
I almost thought the screen froze or something.
Please.
Yeah.
That must
So
be big on your list.
Right. She's like,
yeah, like if you're going out on a date, like why don't you groom yourself? Like, if
Yeah.
you're going on a date, groom yourself. And I just feel like, to come out and just not do that, it's just like you don't care. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Those are just like a no go for me. I don't know.
And I think from what I hear, I think that unfortunately in this day and time when it comes to dating, a lot of men, I mean, you guys can speak on the women, but a lot of men are feeling like you see what you get. It is what it is. And a lot of men have been tricked into thinking that just because there are more women than men, that they don't have to step up and really try too hard. Because they thinking
I
y'all
believe that. That's true. They got a lot of options to choose from.
they feel like just because they have a lot of options that's going to equate to a lot of gifts, meaning they're going to get you just because you're an option. And it doesn't work like that.
That's
And I
horrible.
blame a lot of other men for situations like that, because there are a lot of things that we can see or have seen that a lot of times we just don't speak up on. Now, I'm not saying care for myself, but I'm saying I have seen situations where men or young men do things that is not, good for a man to do, and dudes would just sit by and watch. They'll be like, oh, well, that's him, or that ain't got nothing to do with me, but not understanding that there was a time where you could pull that brother to the side and say, look, hey, man, care about yourself, pull your pants up, you know what I mean? Take care of your appearance, open the door, do this, do that. But that has been so lost to where now, and then too, there are a lot of platforms that have this I am the prize mentality, to where it's like you say, men really feel like, okay, I can give you my worst and you're going to take it. You know what I mean? You have to take it or whatever.
Yeah. And one other thing what is a no-go for me is, when you meet someone and the only thing the conversation that they want to have is taking you to bed. Bed conversations. You know what I mean? And I think that because of the options and because of, a lot of women, or I don't know, they have dealt with that, every woman seemed to be treated the same. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's a bit crazy.
If I could chime in real quick on that, not only is it the option, I also think that because they're able to do it. I tell
Right.
I work in a school, so to hit on what Khalid was talking about as far as helping the, hey, pull your pants up, things like that. They especially teenagers, they get offended. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I tell them all the time, if these girls stop liking it, you'll tighten up. So if these girls stop allowing men or these young boys to take them to bed, trust me, they'll feel like I got to step my game up. This is not working. If this works over and over again, why would I be? A lot of these kids too lazy to get better. They're gonna get away with whatever they can get away with, and they're not gonna raise their standard at all unless you raise yours. Not you in particular. I'm just saying, period. Women, period.
No, that's true.
That's facts. I had a conversation with a group of women the other day about the same thing, and she was talking about how a man treated her and things like that. And I asked her, I was like, well, how many times have you guys broken up and gotten back together? Certain questions like that. When she told me, I was like, believe it or not, you teach a person how to treat you. And if you don't give a person a reason or a consequence for certain things that they do to you, you may as well have told them that you love it and to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's sad, but that's the way it is. Star, what What are some things that turn you off about a man in the when it comes to dating?
She basically said what I was gonna say about the sex conversation. Like it's way too. It's just like annoying. Like you have nothing else to talk
Get
about
over it.
besides sex. That's annoying. And then just the lack of conversation. You can't stimulate my mind. You're just what you doing me all day and good morning beautiful and that's it. Like that's
Horrible.
so and no ambition.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I would say.
What do you think, in your opinion, has happened to the stimulating conversation? Why do you think it's just straight, hey, how you doing? When can I see you? When can we get into bed?
That is so annoying. I think it's the women. I mean, I haven't been on the market very long. I've been single for about a year. So coming into, just talking to people, I've been in a bubble for the longest. So hearing what other women are dealing with, I'm assuming it's the women and what they are accepting. So for me, it's a culture shock and I want no parts of it. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's now from a male's point of view, Kev, if you had to lock down an answer for it, why do you think men jump straight to sex when it comes to women?
Sometimes like shooting fish in the barrel, man. Especially like you guys are in Atlanta, right?
Mhm.
Especially in a city like Atlanta, like where the women to men is like 20-1. It's like if I go out one night, like if you're trying, it's like I'm almost guaranteed to go home with something. I don't really have to try. Like I really don't. So whatever they allow me to get away with, if this woman respects herself, and I'm not saying because you do you or whatever, I'm not saying you don't respect yourself, but if this woman, oh no, thank you or whatever, I'm gonna go to the next. No, thank you. But this third one, all right, bro, I'll holler at y'all boys. She said I can go, with her to her house. The next day, the next weekend, I'm at it again. Like it's no standard put in place. So it just is what it is,
And that's similar to the conversation about the men sending pics of themselves and women's DMs and stuff unwarranted. And this woman was like, why do guys continuously do that? And I was like, because if they shoot it out to 30 women, at least 5 or 6 of them are going to hit back. You know what I mean? So the guy isn't caring about the 15 that can't stand it. He's caring about the 5 or more that he can get some play off of. So it's crazy the amount of grown men that do things like that, but there are so many of them out there, and unfortunately there are so many women that accept it to where you guys got it rough. Just if you say hello to a guy or if you accept the friend request or anything like that, then you got to worry about the next 2 weeks of good morning queens and
oh my God, it's horrible. It is so horrible.
It's crazy.
They think you in a relationship.
Yo.
If you respond,
if you respond, or if you just give them any type of attention,
yeah,
they think like they got an attention deficit.
Yeah.
But Celine, when do you constantly do things that you continuously get shot down with? Tell me where does that work? If it never worked, dang,
let me tell you something, brother.
I gotta do something else. This ain't working.
I'm the type. I have been what's the word that it was real big here lately when men consistent. Yeah, I have been called non-consistent because I have now this is in the past, but like if I tried to holler at a woman and she seemed uninterested, I forget she exists, because I'm the type. I was raised like if a woman says no, or if a woman acts like, you know what I mean, she don't want nothing to do with you, do not press that. Do not press upon her because you're not respecting her boundaries. So I was told, oh, you ain't consistent enough for me. I'm like, well, you said you wasn't looking for nothing. You know what I mean? But,
what they call it? Applying pressure.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, I'm too big to be applying too much pressure.
But women like consistency.
Pressure turns very dangerous. So I apply pressure when there has to be at least a crack in the door.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All the way be open, but
Yeah.
there has to be at least a crack. Because if I'm applying pressure and you done close the door, that means I'm bursting the door down.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
So y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Women like consistency. That makes sense. They like that you know, don't just give up or whatever. They like
Right.
you all like the good morning beautifuls from someone you're interested in. You like
Right.
consistency, but it gotta be a little give and take.
That's true.
You can't be ignoring me all week playing a game saying, and then when I stop hitting you up, it's like, oh, he ain't consistent. No,
Yeah.
you gotta give me
Yeah.
a little bit, you know what I'm
That's
saying, at
true.
the same time.
That is
I
true.
definitely believe in reciprocating energy.
Yeah,
I feel
Right.
like if they're
I
not
do I do
reciprocating,
too.
then
definitely.
it's
Because I'm with Salid. Quick. Hey,
Yeah,
she hit me back in 2 days. Okay, it is what it is. I'm
yeah,
not gonna hit her back ever in life until she hits me back.
yeah,
Because obviously her phone worked the same way mine does.
yeah.
And
yeah.
the crazy thing is, not just on the men doing it, but somehow with this whole social media craze, it has become where, like we were talking about, when you guys say hello or accept something, the man automatically thinks you go together. I literally had a woman, and this was about 2 years ago. She sent me a friend request. I didn't even bother going through the friend request. I was busy doing something, you know what I mean? So I just accepted it. She jumped in the DM. Hey, how you doing, handsome? Blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, how are you? Whatever. She proceeds to say, where you live at? I want to meet up. I want to blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, I'm not interested. I got cursed all the way out. She was like, why did you accept my friend request if you weren't trying to sleep with me?
Wow.
I'm like, so now accepting the request means that you want to get it. So I had to reevaluate how I even operate on social media and stuff.
Yeah,
You know, it's a different time now, and
yeah.
perception
So,
is everything.
are you saying is everybody single on here
No,
tonight?
I'm married.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So you're currently dealing with this right now, Salid.
No, this was years
Oh,
ago.
oh, years ago. Okay.
Yeah,
I
this
was
was
like,
years ago. But I'm saying when it happened, I started looking at everything differently because I'm like, okay, if this woman feels like that, how many other people
Yeah.
feel that way?
crazy.
You know what I mean?
Like,
So I started, and I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all might think I'm crazy. I just found out I think about 2 years ago, what dating means now. Because I'm a 76 baby. I'm 46 years old. When
Mhm.
I was coming up, dating meant that you were exclusive with somebody. You
Right.
know, I date this woman or this girl rather. That's
mm,
my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. I just found out 2 years ago that dating means you have a plethora of people and you're just trying to find, you
non-exclusive.
know,
Yeah.
which one fits, which one you want to be exclusive with.
Right.
I I think it's kind of like people down south eat grits, people up north eat cream of wheat. I think it just kind of depends on where you're from because a lot of people where I'm from may say I'm dating right now. You know, just like you said. I mean, I may be seeing this woman, I may be entertaining this woman, but we say we go together. You know, when you go together, you go together. You're exclusive with
Hello.
this person. But I've heard people say like, "Hey, him and I are dating," or "I'm dating this woman," meaning that we're together. So I've heard it in two different things. I guess it's the perception. Whoever you hear it from, you need to get their meaning of it.
Right.
But
Well,
I
you
think
know,
it
you
means
used
different
to
things.
ask directly though. You just write it on the paper. Will you be my girlfriend or boyfriend? Yes, no, maybe. It's
But now
now
these
now if you
these
accept the friend request, y'all go together.
yeah.
Dating
And these
nowadays
people don't care.
means you're sexually active.
Yeah.
That you out there in them streets. That's what most men hear when you
Yeah.
say I'm dating, because they assume because you're not exclusive with one person that you out here just getting your cheeks clapped
And
by everybody.
and again, they feel like the women that they've been with prior to you are in the same, they place you in the same category as
Yeah.
every other woman. You don't even have a chance. It doesn't even make sense to explain what type of woman you are. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know,
They
so
handle you the same.
they handle you the same way. So,
Yeah.
or at least try to.
Yeah.
But I don't get past the first date. After the first date, they don't call me back.
Why you say that? Because
They don't, because they feel like they have to work hard. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know if it's I be just looking at them or I mean, I don't know. They just don't, they will try, but it's not, it's like she's
You don't
pretty.
take the bait.
I
You
don't,
don't
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like they ain't serious. They call or they may try to see just in case because it would be nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Maybe I'll catch her on a vulnerable moment.
exactly, and from your conversation, they saying, okay, well, she's a different type of woman. She's not making it easy for me. But for a man's ego, he thrived to get that. Men like to hunt. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
for you to not want them, it's like a rejection. You understand what I'm saying? And they say to themselves, I can get that. I'm gonna keep on, being, persistent, and I'm gonna keep pushing up, even though I ain't really invested.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And you might just give in, But after one or two times, they keep it moving.
How do you show them?
You know why they do that though, and I've learned from watching because I'm very observant. I've noticed that men that do that, keep pushing and stuff like that, they have other women on their roster.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They kind of like say, okay, well, I'll try her every once in a while to see where I can get with her, but she's not the only one I'm trying.
She ain't the main one.
Yeah, so the care factor is really low when it comes to that because they are trying, others.
Now, what I do find out that a man may be attracted to a woman like myself is I'm a pusher. So, I'm going to always push you. I'm going to always, encourage you, or always, just saying, like, if we having a conversation and so I'm going to do that. So what happens is they begin to get attracted to that. So they'll come around me because they say they like peace. You just such a peaceful person. You want me to build you up to go and take it back to Susie May or whoever it is. You got me messed up.
Yeah.
I'm not going. And then what happens is, because I experienced this years just ago, you can tell a man, say, like, I like this type of man, a man that is groomed, they'll take all that in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they take all that in.
Yeah. I tell my daughters, I tell my daughters, my older daughters who are dating, I tell them, I said, the worst thing you can do is tell a man exactly what you want from day one. Because he's going to become that.
Yeah.
He's going to become that until you're locked in, and then the real him is going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Let that be organic, baby girl.
Yeah. So I don't deal. So, and then it's the worst thing is what I, if like I was telling someone that, I make an if I invest my time, or if I invest in you, even with conversation or to listen, you're not even, when it comes to me, it's like, or when it comes, basically when it comes to me, the ball get dropped. You know what I'm saying? It's like you pouring into, but you're left empty because it's not being reciprocated. Mm-hmm. So oftentimes
you're used to doing that.
No, I don't do that no more. I don't do that.
That's the old you, huh?
That's the old me. And what happened is I had to find that, because like for years I haven't dated. So when I started, it's like, dang, this is what's going on.
Right.
It's you don't know that I didn't know what it all entails. So like now, it's a lot out there. So I'm definitely not interested. I'm not that type of woman, and I wasn't. Pretty much my upbringing have a lot to do with that. And I have morals. I have standards, and I have boundaries. And I'm not going to let them. I'm not going. And so what they were saying is, because a question came to me about a high value woman. So what is that considered? So today it's considered, like you're talking about, do men want a boss woman, boss woman or chick or whatever the situation is? Are they intimidated? So they're saying that for a woman to be considered high value, they don't want no part of that, because they said that it's too much to work for. She's too independent. She have, her standards are high. And that we are considered like we're going to be lonely. We're going to die lonely. We're never going to have a man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's considered high value.
A high value woman.
Too much independence. Standards too high.
Standards are too high.
And see, with things like that, that's why I believe that conversation and the whole "what do you bring to the table" conversation, all those type conversations, I think you have to measure it from the mouths that it's coming from, because most what I've found is most men that are about their business, that are truly looking for something memorable and long lasting, those are things that don't even come up. You know, with us, we don't think, okay, what is the woman going to bring to the table in that sense? And we don't look at, oh, she's independent, she can do things on her own, so she's not high value, or she's going to be a problem, or I don't want to deal with her. There are too many people that are living their lives and dating off assumptions versus reality of getting to know a person.
Mm.
Do they
You
even
know,
do that anymore?
It's
I,
few and
I
far
think they
between.
use
2%.
that you're gonna die alone as trying to get you to accept whatever they're
Exactly.
and it's like, I'm gonna die alone anyway. Y'all die before us
Yeah,
anyway. Y'all don't take
most
care of yourselves. You're not healthy. You
Don't
become
go
a
to
liability.
doctor. Yeah.
And now I got to be a caretaker at the age of 45. I'm not signing up for that.
Nope.
yeah,
So,
most of those
say what
things
you
are
want.
manipulation tactics.
Oh yeah,
They manipulate.
and that's okay. Like, say what you want. I'll die alone. Whatever. So yeah.
I think men have two heads and they think to use the lesser.
I
Not
will
all,
say
man.
this. I will say this. We
Sometimes, not all men, not all men. I'm
that's
sorry.
not there's a lot of truth to it, but there's not, we don't naturally think with our larger head. You know, that has to be taught or seen, or
Yeah.
it has to be our experience. Now
Right.
that's one thing about men, that we aren't built with that. As we get older, we get smarter as far as that goes. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's why a lot of times it's great when a young man can be up under the tutelage of men that
Yeah.
have made some mistakes, or men that have built solid foundations, and they can pass that stuff on to them. But it's a disservice to those that haven't really, you know, seen it in action or anything like that, because that's why a lot of women do get with these men that are up in age, and they feel like, whether they say it or not, gosh, it's like I'm with a child, you know,
Yeah.
won't you grow up, and you know, this and that. So Sean Quick, let me see what Sean Quick is talking about here. He said, when men and women learn that we can change each other for our personal benefits, the better we'll be for the one we're in a relationship with.
Change each other for personal.
Change,
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I don't know
Change,
if he
yeah.
meant the way he wrote it, but
I don't know.
The change each other thing, that's where it lost. I don't
Yeah,
want to change you at
exactly.
all.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Be exactly who
he
you
may
are.
have meant can't. He may have meant when men and women learn that we can't change each other for our
Mhm.
personal benefits.
Oh,
the
okay.
better we'll
All
be.
right, yeah, that make a little more
I'm
sense.
gonna say that's what he meant.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you now, Kev? This is for you. Do you think that women broadcast their accomplishments too much?
Mm.
Mm, some do. I would say some do, some don't. So we're talking about a woman with a lot of accomplishments. Like I said, some do, but if a woman came to me, I guess that'll kind of answer your question from earlier. Broadcasting all of her accomplishments, that'll be a major turn off to me.
Mm.
I think it's a major turn on when I can find those things out myself, or just seeing
Mhm.
who you are. I mean,
Mhm.
yes, of course it's good for you to, if I say, hey, well, what do you do? And you explain it to me, you know, that's fine. But when you come to telling me, and it's okay to feel good about what you've accomplished, but
Mhm.
when you lead with that, that's a turn off to me. Let me
Mhm.
find them out. Let me find out that, oh, she's doing this or whatever. She has this going on. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But let me find those things out. Kind of don't just lead with that, because now I feel like you're masking an insecurity and you lack somewhere else. You know,
Mhm.
you may feel like you're not pretty, so I'm going to tell you all these degrees I got. You may feel like you're not making someone proud, so I'm going to tell you I did this and did this. That's what I feel. You're masking an insecurity.
Mhm.
I agree. I look at it from a standpoint of, if it's led with that and it's overkill, I think it's somewhat of a belittlement, especially if she doesn't know my accomplishments, and like, okay,
Right.
Mm.
don't
Right.
try to
Mhm.
purposely make
Mhm.
yourself here. You
Right.
know, start there. It's okay to slowly go into something, because I'm an organic kind of person anyway. I love things to be done organic. Whatever I do, I don't like to overthink stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let it naturally flow. So when things like, because I've had one situation in my life where a woman used accomplishments as a weapon, and it was before I accomplished everything that I've accomplished. It was like that breakup period. She's like, oh, well, I got my master's in da 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 da, and boom, 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 and I was still in college. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I see where this is. But so sometimes people can use things as a weapon when it comes to that. Sean said, my apologies, that was a typo when we can't change each other. Okay, Sean, I figured that's what you were saying. Now, have you guys ever, and I think I probably already know the answer to this, but have you ever led with your accomplishments?
I haven't. I'm a very private person. Like, honestly, I don't like to be in the forefront. But for some reason, it's just in me to do. But if I had it my way, I would just be on an island by myself. And I'm an introvert for the most part. So I enjoy solitude.
Me too.
So I don't really like to. However, some things I will put out there, but I don't like to create extra pressure for me either. So I don't announce everything, because people put you on a pedestal, and I'm like, okay, I don't even really celebrate my accomplishments like I should. But yeah, so I don't really lead with that. No.
What about you, Shalonda?
I'm pretty much the same way. I don't like to be in the forefront. Although my personality sometimes just puts me there, but I'm organic as well. I like everything organic. I don't like to pre-plan anything, or you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, if it's real, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't stage anything. So.
And I think people that do that are addicted to the applause and the validation and the praise, that they get with that. And I've never been like that, because I know I can be up one day and down the next day. Y'all will praise me today and bash me tomorrow. So I don't even want to get in that cycle of hand clapping and likes and like I'm okay with.
And I have just never been in that type of circle of people.
Me either.
I have not been in that. And then the type of person I am, I was always pushed away from that type of situation. So I have never been in that type of circle. So even if, like Star was saying, when I do have an accomplishment, I don't even, it's like,
we don't celebrate like
we don't celebrate it
like
the
people who are in our circle are like, we got to do something and we got to, and I'm just like,
like even accomplishments, like I have to remind myself, girl, you wrote 2 books, girl, you done this, girl, you done that, because I'm like, I still feel like I haven't done enough, because I'm constantly investing in myself and evolving. That I don't consider that. I'm always just trying to push harder or push further. You know what I'm saying?
Into that next thing. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I feel like your accomplishments, especially to haters, mean more to them than it does to you sometimes.
That's so true. That's it right there. That is so true.
It means more to them than it does to you. And I would say that I lead more with what I'm involved with, because I love what I do. So if it leads to, and we were able to get this done while I'm talking to you, I may say some things you can kind of figure out, okay, he's done this, but I'm more with, like, I love conversation. Like, I'll talk your head off about what I'm involved with or what I'm trying to get accomplished. And it may come off like, okay, you're going to know a lot about me when I talk to you. So that's what I lead with, what I'm involved with, because I'm so invested in it. But as far as my accomplishments, one may look at, especially somebody who wants to be where you are, it means the world to them what you getting accomplished. So I never really lead with the things that my accomplishments, more so with what I'm involved with or what I'm trying to do.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm private as Chinese war notes. I rarely, a person will rarely know everything that I'm involved in. I've always been that way though. Benicia Hires says sometimes leading with what you have accomplished can subject you to being taken advantage of. because the other person may be able to mask their true intentions for a longer period of time.
Right. Yeah.
That's very true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True Image said if women set strong, healthy boundaries for themselves, it will become easier to sort out those men that aren't good for us. And that's what you were talking about, Shalonda, with how you said the men leave kind of quick when they see that they only gonna get so far with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And I
true, 'cause
think
men can tell pretty quickly if what they're trying to do is going to work or not.
right.
They
Right.
they can tell pretty
Yeah.
quick. One thing a woman is not gonna do is what I've found in my experience is y'all will not mask your true intentions.
Oh no.
You gonna let it be known, you know, hey, whether I'm feeling you or I'm not feeling you, or you're okay right now, we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What
And
we
that's
gonna
like
do?
with,
Hey,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say, but we'll tell you, but we'll make you feel like I'm looking forward to the second date, the 20th date.
Just be
Hey,
lying.
we
Just be
we can not have
Lying. Y'all
sex
lie so
for 2
bad.
years.
Woo!
Meanwhile, our whole intentions is, boy, she
Is to
going, and
get it.
like they said, if you let me know that boundary and you let me know you're firm on it, I'm gonna be thinking in my head, boy, listen, this ain't gonna work. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to move on. And I think that's healthy. I think that's safe for you to do because we're
Yeah.
adults. Don't take 20 months of my life. Don't let me take 20 months of yours.
See,
Let
that's it right
put
there.
them
That's
boundaries
true.
up. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Let's move
And
on.
my
And
thing
the
is this:
crazy,
if your
oh, go ahead.
intentions are to do that, say what you want, mean what you say, and let me make the
Nah,
determination whether I want to do that.
we ain't
Yeah.
doing it like that. We got to make you
Because
think you won't.
especially now, with so many people being down to do pretty much
Yeah.
whatever somebody want to do, it's
Right, yeah,
way
you're
too
right.
many people accepting
Mhm.
of it.
Yeah.
But it's a learn. I'm telling you, even though it's bad, lying and manipulation is a learned behavior, and they become habits. It's so hard for people that are used to doing that to switch it off. Whether you, because there are a ton of women out there that'll say, "Look, if you want to talk to other women, just let me know and be safe, and I'll be okay with that." And the dude will still say, "You're the only woman I want," and
Still
then go
do.
right out of the house and talk to another woman.
That is
Yeah.
so.
It's crazy.
It's like I got to keep what I got protected. I can't even let a chance come up that I'm gonna lose you. So it's like, and I get it. You know, the truth will set you free. You should very much tell the truth. But nah, I can't chance it. I got to keep her right there by telling her this and telling her that. So,
Just lying, manipulating.
right.
And it's so crazy because you can tell them, hey, you don't have no reason to lie to me. Just keep it, just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? We're not in a relationship, baby.
Yeah.
Bye. They have not. They still gonna lie because I feel like they want to keep what they have and they want what they want. So it's them being honest is it's like almost like if I tell you the truth, I ain't got no win with you. So
Yeah.
I'm
they're
a
not
little
Right.
more pants. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's selfish.
They're
It's
very
It is.
selfish.
It is.
Yeah.
Very
Very
selfish
Right.
and greedy, just greedy and selfish,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is.
and don't want to
Trust
give
me.
nobody else. They don't want to leave nothing on the table. And then the funny thing is, for you to date me one time to think that we're in a relationship, we're not in no relationship. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think that goes to. I was talking to a woman that was saying her baby's father always interferes in her relationships and stuff like that. He always comes back to her and things. And I told her, I believe, and Kev, you can speak on this. I think that most men, not all, but most men feel like once they've had you, especially if you guys have kids together, they feel like you're theirs, like for life.
Baby, bye.
For,
I don't know,
Good
boy,
night.
because my oldest son, mama, they can have her. I'm 100. I don't feel like that with her. But I guess to a certain extent, I do see where you're coming from, though. Like if
yeah,
you kind of like, I guess quote unquote a notch under somebody's belt, it's much easier to go back. Or if you've been with somebody for a while, you know what I'm saying? I guess that
men are
separation phase
territorial.
takes a while. Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
And they don't
And
want to see you
especially
move on.
well, especially if it didn't end on horrible terms, they always feel like that door is open, depending on the type of relationship you had with the woman.
Baby.
Because
It
tell
could
me
be
this,
horrible.
you two
Shalonda
ladies,
said, when
is
once
it?
it's over, that door is closed,
Closed.
locked, padlocked, welded shut.
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess that kind of answered my question. I was going to ask y'all ladies, is it not easier? Say you know you're in a relationship with a guy, y'all have sex, you guys break it off. You know, you go a couple weeks, maybe a month without talking. Is it not easy to contact him? You know, when you got that late night itch, you know, you've already been there, you comfortable with him,
It
or
would be easier, but it depends on the person. It depends on how mature he is. Like
right?
if
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not mature to handle that, then
Right.
I'm not gonna do that with you.
Because some of us not, you know, we
He's
might
probably
feel like
right,
that
DB.
door back over, the
Yeah.
door
I
back
can tell you
open,
that
she
now.
mine again, right?
When you
Yes,
open it
so
9 times out of 10, when that door opens back up, you may as well go ahead and start back living together,
oh
Baby.
sharing your
That's in
location
their
with him.
mindset. That's
Right.
their
and men
Yeah.
like to say women are delusional. We wanted to, no, men are really delusional.
baby.
Now,
The very
now,
few conversations I have
Yeah.
had, men are very much so in their own world. They don't communicate their expectations. Automatically, you're their girlfriend, and you don't know, like, how you got girlfriend expectations with me,
And you got a whole woman.
you like we not even together.
Oh,
So
boy.
because it's the
Yeah.
it's the ownership of it. A lot of men, it's that mindset of you're mine. You know,
Mm.
I can do whatever I want to do, but you better not do
that is a
anything
demon.
outside of me.
Yeah,
It's that ownership.
I ain't gonna lie, it's real, boy. It is.
It
real.
is.
That's real.
Y'all need some deliverance because I don't understand.
I agree. And it's sad because a lot of good women get tied up with men that have that mindset. And even when that's why I say it's so dangerous, and my heart goes out to you guys, especially when it comes to dating and stuff, because it's so hard to get a crazy man out of your life.
Facts.
No
And that's
matter
why I don't
what
want to.
you do, no matter what
You're not
you
gonna
can
know where I
say.
live. Like,
Oh no.
because if I need to
Hey,
go,
y'all like that toxic energy? Don't lie. Y'all
No,
like
I
that
don't
toxic
like it.
energy.
now I like a little toxic right now.
Yeah, you need a little sprinkle of it in there. You need just
Healthy
some,
toxic.
just a
Healthy
little
That's only
bit.
because
Yeah.
I'm in a different
Mhm.
space. Because prior to,
Right.
I wouldn't have. Like, I like a little, talk a little shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Mhm.
Yeah,
but
there's
don't.
levels to the toxic
Yeah,
behavior.
it's some levels.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm on level 1. Keep me on level 1.
Right. Right.
Anything beyond 1, I can't handle
Right.
it.
Not
So,
toxic to a fault, or toxic to immaturity, or toxic to where you costing me money at all. I
oh
don't do
no.
that.
Yeah.
Where
I
you
mean,
busting
toxic
my
like
tires and not
fun. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you
Like that
understand
type
my toxic.
yeah.
Like we know we
Right.
both toxic. We both
Like,
toxic.
Right.
I'm gonna talk some ish, and you know, you
Hello?
put me in my place
Yeah.
type toxic.
There you
But
go.
not,
Okay. There
Fun,
you
you
go.
know.
Let me
not
tell
the
you
other,
this.
not showing up
Any
at my
kind of
house and the crazy.
any kind of toxic that interferes with my peace is not
It's
a
a go,
toxic
no
I
go.
want to deal with.
That's level 2. That's level 2 when it gets to that peak.
Oh yeah,
Brother, let me
that's
tell you something.
Yeah, that's level 2.
I
it.
can take
Stops
my
at
We can
peace
stay on
all
one.
out.
Go no
Right.
further.
Stay on
Hello.
level 1.
Exactly.
The flirting toxic.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I must be at like a level -6 because I'm thinking about the kind of toxic that's where do you want to go eat at? I don't know. That's about as far as toxic I want to get to.
No,
Yeah.
that's aggravating. Give me the toxic to where maybe you called my phone, I was busy, I couldn't answer, and then you give me a little attitude when I answer, and I come home and I kind of smooth you
Talk
over and I
that
take
stuff.
care of that.
Yes, talk
Talk
There
that
you
talk,
go.
baby.
See that's level 1.
That's the
That's
type of
level
toxic
1.
we talking
Yeah.
about.
That's too much for you.
Heck yeah. Man, let me tell you something. Once
Right.
I finally found peace,
Yeah.
ain't nothing like it.
But that's fun. That's kind of
It's
fun though, like they were
fun,
saying.
It
That's
is
fun.
not
Yeah, it's
fun
Right.
for
fun.
you.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm
You
all
gotta
about
know
peace too,
when
but you
and
gotta
when not
spice it
to.
up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to give it a little bit of something.
The way my personality is set up, something gets said and I haven't deciphered whether you joking or not, and I take it serious. My being upset button stays on way too long for that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Because you
so
know how
you
sometimes
from one extreme to the next. You don't know how.
nah, it's not that. It's just that you know how sometimes, let's say hypothetically, you and your man get in an argument, right? The argument is over. You come to make up or whatever, but y'all really haven't fixed what you were even arguing about.
Mhm.
I'm the type, I tell people all the time, you can't go from A to C without going through B. We got to deal with B before we get to C. So
Sometimes you can hit C and then double back to B though.
Hello.
I don't do no double back.
Come on, man.
I don't do no
Right.
double back.
Because, hey, because you might go
Oh,
home,
okay.
you might go home, take care of
Pillow
business,
talk.
take care of business, and then be like, now listen, now you listen. Now you know I was on the podcast with
Right.
Celine, Shalonda, and you know, and her sis.
Sure.
You know that, you know, with Stardom, you know that. Yeah, I know, you know what I'm saying? Then we handle B. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know the difference? You know the difference, though?
What?
I can do that when I'm married. With
Yeah.
a wife, it's different.
I don't think it's different, man.
If we haven't got to that point yet, we in the dating stage, and you already doggone giving me more of these white gray hairs in my beard. Nah,
See, I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's something else though.
that's
Yeah,
something different. It's levels. It's levels.
But we
Now,
still talking about level one.
We still talking about level
one.
Handle level one.
well, see,
You
I
just
was at
gotta be
negative 6.
introduced.
I was at negative
Right.
6, though. I got to get the 1.
Yeah, we gotta
Hey,
bring you up to
Baby,
one.
we gotta bring you back
yeah,
down to
yeah,
one.
yeah. Hey, I got him, y'all. I got him.
You got him, all right.
I'll give it him all
Culture
life.
is right.
Good night.
Culture said you can't put a price on peace. That's a
No,
Yeah,
you
I
can't.
agree. I
But
agree.
it's still gonna be 90% peace. You just shaking it up 10% of the time. That's it.
And it depends on what you allow to interrupt your peace.
Can I
I
get
wouldn't
95,
allow that
right?
to interrupt my peace.
It's like
I
pick and
gotta
choose
have
your
at least-
battles.
I gotta have at least 95 piece. I can deal
Yeah.
with the 5%
Oh,
bullshit, but I gotta have at least 95 piece. At
I
this
don't
point,
even
but
think
y'all
the
gotta
little
understand
toxic-
though. Y'all gotta understand. I'm not in my 20s no more.
Hey,
I'm
I
not
feel you.
either.
I'm
Neither am
46
I.
years old. So back 10 years ago, maybe I could have did the 80-20. But at this point, I need 95-5.
Yeah, I
we can
agree.
get you a grandma.
So what
Baby,
consists of that
but-
5%, King? What would you allow to live in that 5%? You already said that you not answering the phone and her getting a little spotty. That ain't gonna work for
Well,
you.
see,
So
I don't mind things that matter, if that makes sense. My energy is spread out in a lot of different areas. I don't believe in wasting energy. Me saying I'll be home at 4:00 and getting there at 4:30 and that becoming an argument, that's wasted energy to me. Me saying that I'll be there at 4:00 and I don't communicate with you when I get there at 6:00, that's worth the conversation.
okay.
So,
So
it's the difference in
4:30.
time.
Yeah, because 4:30 they can't even ask you why. I mean, but I think that's being irrational. Like it could have been traffic, anything. 4:30,
But people do
I'm
it.
with you on that.
People do it though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
most
People
definitely.
do
But
it.
we
So
ain't
then
talking
I
about
would
that.
say like this then. So why not just say, baby, I know that's supposed to be here at 4, you know what I'm saying? And give your kids.
Yeah, yeah. Does that not allow
Right
you
while
to
That's
she's
shoot a
fine.
talking
text?
that
Yeah,
in.
that's fine.
I
That's
feel
fine.
like I've been waiting on you. Just take her and just kiss her. That's
Smack
That's
that
fine.
behind,
Yeah,
smack
Yeah,
that
that
behind.
is
She be like,
fine.
all right,
That's
baby.
fine.
All right, daddy.
Uh,
That's what we
Yeah.
talking about.
Okay.
right.
Okay.
That's some
Yeah,
level
yeah.
one action there.
That's
Right.
level one right there.
Right.
That's
Okay.
level
Right.
one.
But when you talk to me crazy, cuss me out, and we on level 5 there.
Oh yeah, nah,
Yeah.
that's
I
too
don't
much.
I don't like the disrespect.
Yeah.
It makes me shut down.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's what I'm
don't
talking
like the
about.
disrespect.
No.
Right.
First of all, I'm scared of men. So, honey, I'm not saying nothing. I may talk shit in the car. I don't know if I can cuss, but I ain't gonna do it in front.
Right.
No.
Right.
Now that's toxic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Cussing
scary.
your man out and all that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
but
Men
see,
can't
now,
get
so-
married.
Kicks is right. Kicks said, I think we have to give level 1 toxicity a different name because level 1 is safe and fun, not toxic. I
Safe
agree.
and fun.
I
No, but
agree.
it's still a little toxic though.
It's
too.
still toxic
It's
because
still-
just like you said earlier, you were like, when I know that you're not serious. Like my woman may very well be serious when she be like, I called you earlier why you didn't answer. She may very well be serious,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna tell her serious as well. Hey, you know I was on that thing. I told you about that earlier. Like we gonna talk like that from time to time.
Yeah.
But if we
But we
can
know the
not
difference.
let that build up and we
Yeah.
can move past that, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But
I'm good with that.
we've already established what the difference is, though. Y'all already have a built-up foundation before you get to that. You know what I mean?
Well,
You gotta
well, we were like,
Necessarily,
it goes to like I was saying. You got to know the person you're with. You got to
You
know
do.
the person
You
you're
can
with.
have a little bit of toxic in the beginning of a relationship.
yeah,
As
because we sure
it
was
can
like
happen
that
in
at
the
first.
beginning. That's your
Sure.
listen. That become your signature.
Hey,
Yeah.
and
That
then
become
you
that
have to,
cue, baby. You know what happened after we shift to level 1.
and
Hello.
Yes,
then, and
sir.
then you have to, and at that point, you gotta, make the decision on whether you want to keep going or keep it moving.
Really? Okay.
I don't know how we got off on that level talk.
I know, right?
I ain't even get to my next question. We went all into levels and all that other stuff. But let's get back on track here.
Okay.
Because we've established that level 1 is the fun toxic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I misinterpreted what level 1 toxic was. We good now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why do
we
you
sure.
think that Black women particularly aren't praised to the highest extent by Black men when it comes to success and accomplishments?
Oppression.
Ooh.
We t-
Why aren't we praised the same? As
Why
men?
isn't it let me try to change it up a little bit.
Are they not
Why
praised the
is it
same?
that why do you think that Black men don't champion successful boss women as much as you guys champion us?
I think it's a power struggle.
Yeah.
I think women I think women can relinquish power way easier than men. And I think it's like a know your place type of, I'll give you a little bit, but you still need to know that I'm the head and you are here. So
I think it's like I said, it's oppression. It passed, from generation down to generation. From, back with my grandmother and them in their time, all they did was stay at home and just work. I mean, just stay at home and have children pumped up with all them babies. They 8-10 kids, and the man has always worked. She have never really found out who she really was, but that made them happy, and they believe in staying in a relationship. They didn't even consider it being unhappy like we do today. Like, I'm just not happy, so we'll go from one person to the next. They, stuck it out. They stuck it out. They
miserable
stayed
and
there.
all.
They were loyal, to
Right.
death. Actually to death do us part. And I also think that as women, we are nurturers. We automatically it kicks in, whether we had you or not. That's why I say some of these men be wanting mothers. You know what I'm saying? So we automatically nurture. We're gonna praise. We're gonna build. We're going to whatever's not right. We gonna want to fix it.
Fix it,
We want to feed you. We want to see you buy you some new clothes. We want to do all those things because we know what we like too. So
It's
we
a
know what
power
looks good on you.
struggle.
So men,
Yeah.
I feel like they don't have to work. They don't. I don't know. It's
It's
crazy.
a power struggle. You need to know your place. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of hate involved, which pretty much is the same thing. People hate on the other person, and I think a lot of times it is like that power thing. Some men feel like if they praise or champion you, that it somehow diminishes them.
Yeah.
And that's not the case.
And I think men are natural, y'all are competitors. Y'all enjoy competing and the challenge and winning the sport. And I think, y'all not really feeling it like that. It's like I have to reassess and examine myself like, oh, she's done all this, but damn.
I don't think they think it's necessary.
Huh?
I don't think they think it's necessary.
What's necessary?
That we need praise, to give us praise, or to, they feel like it's not necessary. I mean,
do you think men have gotten so used to being praised by you guys to where we feel like that's the way it's supposed to be? Like we're not supposed to pour into you in that aspect? Because we may feel like because it doesn't happen often that you may not need it? Because a lot of times women will not voice that, hey, sometimes I'm proud of you is what I want. Is it because a lot of men don't hear that from their women, that they feel like it's not needed? Because I know a lot of times from the man's point of view, a lot of times men don't speak about what they may be dealing with, mentally and emotionally and stuff like that. And sometimes women feel like men have it all together and they don't need that comfort or support because we don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I think,
that's possible, but I feel like words of affirmation should go both ways, especially if you see your
yeah.
girl striving to reach a goal. You don't want to
Yeah.
say or push her and say, "Baby, I'm proud of you. Like, do it this way." Or if you see me struggling or you see me doing something, I want to know that you see me. You
Right.
like, "Hello, I'm here."
Yeah.
I
So
think that goes both ways. I think that's human nature, period. People need that
Yeah.
affirmation.
yeah.
Maybe it's because men feel like they're expected to be at a higher level. They
Okay.
need to hear it. Maybe
Mm.
that's it. And women are a little less expected. But I think when you convert it to human nature, period, who doesn't want to hear that a boy or that a girl after working so hard? Who wants to work their tails off and then nobody acknowledges it? I think that's human nature, period. Maybe at a different level when you compare males to females, but I think everybody needs to hear some type of,
Yeah, I agree.
And I
encouragement.
think sometimes, well, I used to think that maybe they just didn't know, on either side, they may not know how to communicate that, that,
This is
when it
what I
comes to
need.
giving praise or affirming someone, they,
Yeah.
they may not know how to do that. So, but I'm a communicator. I'm going to tell you, hey, blah, 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 blah. But
Yeah.
once I communicate it to you and you don't do anything about it,
Right.
that's when it's the problem,
Sometimes people put their own insecurity off on you though. I may
Yeah.
not feel like I'm where I need to be, so I ain't telling them that. So I ain't telling them
Pride.
that because I ain't where I need to be. So
That's
that's somebody putting their. And if you have somebody that's that immature to do that, that's not right. You may be in your feelings every now and then, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, you need to let that person know. Get out your own way, get out your own feelings, and get that person their flowers.
Yeah.
Communication is key. Not enough people know how to effectively communicate.
That is, I don't get that. I really don't.
You say
Yeah.
blue, they say green. I mean,
Yeah, it's the way people communicate is beyond me how some of them stay together as long as they do.
Yeah.
But and every situation, I guess this goes back to this level 1 convo, but every situation, every disagreement isn't a end all disagreement.
Right.
There's sometimes people can take uh disagreements or a little argument and turn it into, oh, I can't take this. I can't be with you no more. And stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you think the next person, you never gonna argue with them either? I mean, what do you
There's
just
a
want to be a
lot.
serial hopper?
Yeah.
I think that kind of goes back to you hit on early a few minutes ago that it was kind of like we in this and we're gonna stay in it. Now everything is at our fingertips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can be laying on my couch dating 5 women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's too quick. Everything is at our fingertips now. So I can drop you and move to the next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's too easy. We got too much easy access these days. So it makes it easy just to, oh,
But
what you said, what? No, I can't deal with this.
but is it the easy access that's the problem, or the lack of people having moral standards and building up within themselves and having loyalty that's the problem?
Both.
Yeah, I would say both.
Say both.
I think both.
I would say
Yeah.
both.
True Image says, I may be single forever because I'm independent and seem to push men away with that. How do I find that balance between I got this, but I want you to? Either of you ladies want to answer?
Right.
I don't think you should approach it with I got us. The women have to understand the power that we have. We don't have to talk. Like for me, I know the power that I have. I don't have to communicate a lot of things. And I know when I come in the room, my presence, it commands the room.
Talk
And I
that
know
girl.
I know how to walk in my power without
Yeah.
actually saying it. I know how to
Yeah.
be so in tune with the person that I'm with. His energy is a little low. I'm gonna give him some time today. I may just fix his food and go in another room. So you don't have to be like prove or verbally prove that I got you. A man can sense that if you are in
Yeah.
tune with him and you're just attentive. You know what I'm saying? You
Be
don't
seen
have
and
to
not heard.
be seen and
Yeah.
not heard. Like, you don't have to say that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I think actions speak so much louder than words anyway,
Right.
that you don't even have to do that. Just be you. Be you, be in your soft girl era, and baby, everything else will just fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Kicks for the Culture said competition. Some men who are not where they feel they should be can't handle when their woman has accomplished more than them.
And that's true.
I agree.
I agree.
Facts.
I agree.
That is
That's
so true.
definitely a personal thing and an insecurity on a man.
Yeah.
That kind of converts to the subject where you ask, can you have a woman that makes more than you? The way I think, and I was telling a buddy this amount today, if my woman makes 120K and I make 80K, we make $200,000 a year. Like, a lot of men are insecure. Oh no, that's just an insecurity. Like
Yeah.
that you can be that. Why would I not want a partner? It's like saying I want a player on the team. I'm on a basketball team. I want to be the best one. I don't want this player to be good on my team. Why
Yeah.
not? Why would I be
You should
insecure?
want
That means we're probably gonna win the game.
Yeah.
Like, but that's an insecurity that men have.
Yeah.
I personally don't understand it. I mean, I feel like you can still be a leader if this woman makes more money than me. Now, if she can't handle it, that's a new thing. If she
Right.
feel like she got to disrespect me and all that, not different ball game. I don't need you with
Right.
me because you can't handle it. But
Right.
I personally don't understand when men are feel so belittled because they have a woman that's accomplishing a lot. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't.
And I think
Go
the
ahead.
women go wrong with that. I think if you are waiting for that vulnerable moment to jab him and punch him with the "I make more than you," of course it's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You're gonna always feel insecure.
Yeah.
I know one
Mhm.
time when my ex wasn't working at the time, we went out and I slid him my debit card because I don't ever want you to feel like
Yeah.
less than. I'm supposed to be a safe place for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now, granted, I think naturally a man may feel a little bit of, I got to get on my game or whatever. But at the end of the day,
It
I think he
should
should
motivate him.
what he should let override that is, you know what, my woman got me. You know what I'm saying? That should be the key. She got me. She ain't
Right.
gloating about it. She ain't bragging about it. She got
Right.
me. But the provider in a man should want to say, don't worry, babe, I got us next time. I'm finna get out there and get it, and then we'll be
Right.
straight. Not, man, I don't understand it, but
Right.
Man, knowing you
I'm
got
pretty sure.
somebody in your corner is such a freaking turn on. Slide that
Right.
darn
Should
card
be.
here, and I can guarantee you it's gonna be some darn grandma's molasses and cornbread laid on your back when we get home.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You know what I'm
That
saying?
right there, because not enough people are. Well, I ain't gonna say not enough people because I don't know the vast majority of daters out there. But from what I see and what I hear, there's not enough teamwork going on
Yeah.
in these relationships. I'm like, you're a team. You
Right.
know, if I don't have it, you should be able to lift me up a little bit. If you down, and that's anything. That's not just finances. That's doggone emotionally, spiritually,
Yeah.
all around the
All
board.
around.
Where
I
you are
need to feel
depleted.
safe in every area,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
vice versa. He should feel safe as well.
Exactly.
Yup. Benatia says hyper independence is sometimes a trauma response.
Mm.
It's a lot of trauma floating around. I tell you this.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm traumatized right now, honey. I'm trying to get.
Hey, you trying though?
Woo.
You
You're
trying?
pushing
It's
forward.
an
That's
everyday
right.
process.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get into a relationship. You know how people say that person completes me. I really don't agree with that. I feel
Horrible.
like you need to be complete
That's
and
right.
then get with a person, and now we're whole or we're one. But
Right.
don't come to me. And I know some people can't help it because they want love and they want to get in a relationship whenever. But try to work on yourself as much as you can,
Yeah.
Please.
and
Yes.
try to deal with that trauma. Deal with what
Go
hurt
to
you when you were
therapy.
8
Go to
years
therapy.
old. Because we went to therapy
Yes.
one time, and they
Yeah.
were asking like, when you were 8, this, and we're like, what does that matter? But they
It
broke it
matters.
down like it does matter. It
No,
really does.
seriously.
Mhm.
If you come into it not so broken to where you can't add to whatever you're in, that's how you can pretty much guarantee that your toxic won't go past that level 1. But when
Right.
you go into it and you got stuff that you know good and doggone well, because most people, not all, but most people that have emotional baggage and stuff like that, they know this before they attach with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know. I think a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of them are hoping that what they get into is so great and so good that it'll mask all that other stuff, and that other stuff won't come up. But as you all
Boy.
know, whatever's in the darkness, it will find the light. It's gonna come back.
But that's like putting cologne on must. Boy,
I'm
it's gonna
trying to
come.
tell you, it's
It's gonna
only
come
gonna
out
smell good
eventually.
for a couple seconds.
My.
Yeah.
hmm
King P said only lames are concerned with a woman's accomplishments or status.
I wouldn't say that. I'm the type of person I like to understand the mind and why you think the way that you think. You know,
Yes.
Right,
sometimes
right.
you gotta have patience to help somebody get through a certain particular trauma in their life. And if you're not willing to do that, then you need to just, you know what I'm saying, just be communicating and say, look, this is not gonna work. You need to work
hmm
on yourself. But for me, and I'm not saying I'm gonna accept anything, but there's a root cause to everything. You know what I'm saying? So you
Yes.
kind of got to be a little patient to kind of see, okay, this is why they're acting this way. And let me approach it differently so that they're not triggered until they get to a more healthier space. So you have to make the decision on what you're willing to deal with and what you're not willing to.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to judge if that trauma is too much. This person
Mm-hmm.
feel
Right.
like this person seen his daddy beat his mama. Now he think he finna try this
Jesus.
over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's too much for me.
Yeah.
Now the
Yeah.
ball is in my court. I gotta dip out.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
And
Like for
dip
me,
expeditiously. Don't wait.
yeah.
Get out immediately.
Exactly. And then for me, like, I don't like if we have a conversation, if there's something that maybe I have done unknowingly, I may have said something or that offended you or whatever the situation. Once we talk about it, I don't want to keep hearing it over and over again. If you, to me, that's a red flag. You are very argumentative.
Menacing.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, you want to carry things on and keep things going. All I keep hearing is the same. That is, that's the fifth level. My peace cannot be disturbed. I can't handle that.
Yeah.
I can't handle that. Like, I'm like, we communicated. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, it wasn't my intentions or
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever the situation may come, but that keep going on and on and on and
Have to
on.
be
And
constantly reassured about the same thing can be exhausting, especially
yeah,
if I'm
that's
telling
too
you I'm
much.
going to change and to be careful. Why you keep bringing it up?
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel about this? It says to further elaborate, when someone is very independent, it's usually because they have experienced a lot of disappointment when depending on others that they feel safe in control when they rely on self.
Mm.
I think I battle with. I'm always in survival mode, and I don't know why, because I'm in
Is
a
it
very.
because you've had to be?
I just think I'm so accomplished that I just never want to live check to check, or I don't know. I just feel like I gotta keep stacking. I just gotta, and it's not the healthiest thing. I'm aware of that. And I can't say it's because like I came from a poor family. I came from a middle class family, so I don't even know where that comes from, honestly. But I'm definitely in survival mode a lot of the time. And I don't know.
Can you ever hit this question just popped in my head? Can you ever truly feel comfortable or at peace when you're in survival mode all the time?
I am at peace. I think my mind is always like another stream of income. Where can I pivot and do this or do that? I think that's where a lot of my anxiety comes in because once I get something else going, it's like I got to start something else. Like I can't just sit in one, I don't know,
I
avenue.
think that's like an entrepreneur mindset because I'm like
I
that
am,
too.
but it can be very heavy sometimes, overwhelming, mentally, exhausting. Just you know what
Mm.
I'm saying? And I'm trying to learn how to balance that. But I think I'm trying to get back to your initial question when you were saying, what was it? Because I don't want to go too far off. Because you were saying something about how can you?
Being independent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when someone is very independent, is it usually because they have experienced a lot of disappointment when dependent on others?
right. I have not had a lot of disappointment, but I have had a major disappointment. but that wasn't, I don't think that fueled me. But I would never put my trust solely in a person to take care of me, if that makes sense, because I know that I got me. A person can wake up tomorrow and be like, I don't want this no more, and I gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I never want to be in that position, ever want to be in that position. So I can't say it's because of a lot of disappointments for me. I don't know, Shalonda.
Well, I had a lot of disappointment. So for me, I mean, and I've been out here in these streets alone since I was 2. So I just went, I just had a lot of things that had happened in my life at a very young age. So for me, I have always been in survival mode, and which sort of caused me to be independent.
Yeah.
And I had to always think for myself and figure things out for myself. I have yet to have someone carry me.
Mm.
I always been a carrier, like I always of the people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So
But
now,
would you truly let somebody carry you though?
I
I
can.
probably can
Now
for
I
like a
can't.
month.
It'll
Give me a
probably
month.
Only
be
a
like,
month?
Maybe like a
it
Would
would
it
month.
probably
be
be like I would still be trying to give back. I don't know how to do. I wouldn't know how to
Not do anything.
100% do that. I would
Yeah.
feel
That's
like I
not your
have to
comfort
give
zone.
back. And I'm gonna tell you why, because I never want someone to say, I done this for you. I never want to hear those words again. I always felt like people tolerated me.
Mm.
right?
They tolerated me. So now it's like, I don't give a blank about I got this baby blank, blank, blank. When it comes
But
to people, it's about me.
Yeah.
Now it's just about me. You know what I mean? So I say that in a healthy way. I'm not saying it like, well, I got this, yada yada, but it's just about me. I have given out so much and have taken in so little. You know what I'm saying? I've cared about people so much and less about myself that now, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
well, I applaud you because you just did therapy on yourself. You just found out the root to why you're in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
You understand why you're in survival mode, and it's a real thing because a lot of us get in that because of situations, and some of us get in that because there's a premeditated fear of what could happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
someone could use something or someone could leave me and I'd be in a bad spot. So that just drives you to go on and on. And Star, you said something earlier about that where you were saying that you think it's not good to be that way. I don't think it's really a bad thing to always be looking for the next stream of income and the next thing to
Yeah.
build that life portfolio of yours, because all you're doing is building your legacy. All you're
But I
doing is
never
building your
get to, I think it's not good for me because I'm in a place now where I'm trying to be intentional about enjoying life.
legacy.
And I think
Right.
a lot of my life has passed, like, and that's why I'm like, oh, I want some toxic fun now, because prior to, I was so disciplined,
Yeah.
I wasn't going out, I wasn't hanging out, I wasn't spending no money. So now I'm like, okay, girl, relax. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
are
time for level
accomplished.
2 now.
Yeah.
No.
No, I believe
Relax,
when
enjoy.
she hits that point, like if she feels like, okay, it's getting in the way of me trying to, do whatever you're trying to accomplish, and only you can be the judge of that. If you
Yeah.
want to settle down and do different things and take another avenue, it's on you. I don't think that we could judge you on that. If you feel like you're in grind mode and that's where you want to be and that's the chapter you're in your life, I gotta totally respect that. But if you feel like, hey, this is getting in the way, I want to find love, I need to slow down a little bit so I can focus more on that. That's the route that you feel like you're ready to take at that point.
Now, before the comments start coming in so much to where I can't keep up with them, Kicks for the Culture asks, as a woman, and he's talking to Star and Shalonda, how do you bring peace to a relationship?
Choose your battles. Choose your battles. Everything is not worth fighting about. Everything is not worth having a discussion for. And then you have to know the intent of the person that you're with too, or at least try to understand their intent. I think if you know a person enough, you can know the intent without like having to interrogate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just have to be very intentional and attentive to whoever you're with. And then you'll know how to set that thermostat in the house. You'll know how to do it.
Uh-huh. What do you
Yeah.
think, Shalonda? How do you bring peace to the relationship?
I would say, like she said, choose my battles. Like some things ain't even worth it. Knowing what's important, what's not important, and learning how to, and knowing when to move on.
Yes.
Mhm.
Knowing when to move on. Knowing the value of your relationship, the value that that person or that is a part of your life. Is it worth this? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth us going to bed angry and not speaking to each other for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Or whatever the situation is. I feel like life is so precious, it's not even worth it,
Yeah.
If you're not going to be fully invested in something, just don't do it just stay out of it. One thing I like about, well, I have learned that God made two of everything. So we don't have to stick and stay in one place. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the world is too big for us to stay in such a small space when you
Yeah.
don't have to. When you don't have to. That's why I said, know the value of your relationship. Is it worth moving forward, or is it worth letting it go? I don't know.
Now, Robbie asked the question of Star, but Star already answered this question earlier when her question was, so you don't have anything set as this is enough for you. But we answered that question when you those different streams building, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
I probably need to get something set though. I'm glad she said that because I probably need to do that so that I can relax. So
relaxing is a part of health. You have to take care of yourself because that go all the time can get us in a spot we don't want to be in too. Tiki said, when you're used to being the carrier, sometimes you want to be carried. It can be very exhausting to always show up for others and nobody shows up for you.
I'm exhausted, honey.
That is facts.
I am exhausted.
That is so facts.
I think most women don't want to carry like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But I can't trust someone enough to just relinquish full control, though.
And then now what happens is if someone would come to me with a lot of problems, I'd be like, ooh, that's a lot. That's too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't have to show up for everybody. I used to show up for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or try to help everybody out of I can't. You know what I'm saying? So, I still show up for the most part, but knowing when to you don't have to be everything to everybody,
That part, yes.
That's you don't have to be everything to and I had to even learn that with my children. I had to learn that with even having a spouse. You do not, baby.
Yeah, sometimes you got to think about yourself. But I feel like as a man, naturally we feel like, because I'm the type of man, I want to make sure that everything runs well. I'm always making sure that things are taken care of, not just financially, but if we go on a trip, I'm the planner. I'll make sure things go right. But
are you playing?
And oh yeah, to the T.
But
from the moment we leave the front door till we get back to the front door.
That's awesome.
But I feel like it's even more special to me when somebody takes that initiative, or my wife is like, I'm gonna do this for you. And I'm kind of like, okay, boom, I can sit back and chill because she's gonna take care of it. So yeah, I think that is important for the person who give for somebody to acknowledge that and give back. So it does feel good to get that.
And then too, what I'm learning, even throughout the years I have done that, I'm a woman. I want to be a woman. I want to be feminine. I want to be soft. I want to be, because sometimes what happens, that'll make you hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that,
survival mode all the time can be hard.
A lot of it made me think of something when you said you want to be a woman. A lot of men complain that women are too masculine when we aren't setting the stage for you guys not to be.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those men don't have the right to do that. I don't believe that those men don't have the right to tell a woman that when they're not taking. Now, I hate when women try to demasculize men, but I do feel like, so answer this question. You say a lot of women say they want to be led, but do they show that?
I do. I'm too submissive, honey.
Listen,
To a fault.
Right.
I'm
And my
like,
thing,
it turns
but
me
on that,
on to have a man lead. It turns me. That's attractive.
it turns
but
me
I
on to
don't
be
think
submissive to the right person.
Yeah, to
I
the right
don't
Right.
think women should show men that they want to be led. I think that's something that a man
let
should
them do.
naturally,
That's
just
it
naturally be
automatically.
who
That's
he
right.
is. You know what I mean? Because I haven't met a woman yet that hasn't been submissive when being properly led.
Right. I feel
I,
like it's in their. I feel like it's in their nature. I really
Yeah,
do.
it is.
I feel like it's in them. If it comes to where a man is like, "Hey, listen, this is this way. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go do that," and you feel safe in that decision and protected in that decision,
Oh, yeah.
I think naturally you'd be like, "Okay." Like, but if you gotta combat everything I say, nah, how about like, nah, you saying you want
Let
to
me
be
tell you
led,
something.
but you
It's
don't.
even down to the point if you ask me out and I say, sure, I'll go out with you. Okay, I'm gonna let you choose. No, I don't want to choose.
Yeah,
yeah,
nah,
That's
I'm
annoying.
I'm the
No.
type. I'm so strategic when I was
Ugh.
dating. So strategic when it comes to that. Like, I really want to talk to you, get to know you, collect a little data. Kind of okay. She like this, low key. I ain't gonna bring it up no more because I want. So when I hit you up, like, hey, Friday we're gonna do this, this, and this. It's from collective data, things that
yeah.
you like,
I
things
love
that
that.
I know you'll
Yeah.
enjoy, and I don't want to drop no hints, none of that. I'm gonna just do it because I know you like it because I've been in tune to you. I've been
I
listening
love
to
that.
everything you
But
say you
see,
like.
And see, the thing
but
is,
see, that's
what men need to know is when you lead women, let me tell you something. All I want to do is show up, look pretty. I want to be what you want.
Right,
That's
right.
it. I
And
want
we
to be in
visual.
that
That's all I
present
want you to
moment.
do. Is
You
is
understand
be
what I'm
fine.
saying? That's it.
Right.
and
But
see, that's what I was talking about earlier when people don't take the time to get to know the person they're with. A lot of times especially and we'll talk from a man's point of view, especially if a man his only intention is to get you in the bed, then everything that you're telling, because a woman will tell you what she likes, what she doesn't like, what she
hmm
a lot of times when they have that tunnel vision though, all of that stuff is just going by. And that's
Yeah,
why you
because
get the question of, oh, well, what do you want to do? Or I'll
right.
leave it up to you. She done already told you, bro. She
exactly.
done already told you what she
Nah.
likes. So it's when people listen with intent, it's
Mm,
very easy to plan dates. It's very easy to be in
Yeah, very.
relationships and
that's
have
good.
Wow.
peace when they listen with intention. But when they don't, that's
It
when
goes
you get
over the
there.
head. Yeah.
Listen, man,
Uh,
I'll talk on the phone, I mean, for 4 or 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Just communication, it's
yeah.
like not enough you can learn about a person. I mean, from the things
Hmm.
they like. I mean, not only the obvious things, color, favorite food, stuff like that, but just how do you view life? What are the things that make you happy? What are the things that you agree or disagree on? And then, that's how you collectively learn something about a person. And like you said, it makes it easy to put together a date. It makes it easy for us to talk all night. It makes it easy for us to, just see if we mesh well. So a
Mm.
lot of
And
people, communication is underrated. A lot of people think
Oh yeah.
all I got to do is
Oh
say,
yeah.
"Good morning, what you doing today? What's up? What you getting into?"
Annoyed,
see,
That's
blocked.
let
how,
me tell you
Yeah.
something.
yeah.
When you talk to a woman like talking to a flower, she opens up. She opens up. She
Mm-hmm.
blossoms. You
That's
know what I'm
fact.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bud turning into a perfect rose. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You can
How
hear
I
the
learn
birds
about
chirping and everything.
how I learn about how people
Ugh.
communicate. If I ask you, how was work today, and I get in response, good, okay, that lets me know you probably not going to be as deep because if you ask me that, it was straight, but such and such,
Right.
it
You
was
go
kind of I had to
in.
do this or whatever this that, and we can talk for hours. But people give you them one question answers,
You
they
know what
ain't
I
scratching
do?
the surface.
You know what I do? How was work today? Good. What was good about it?
Right.
What made it good?
But
You
guess
know,
what? Now you forcing somebody to open up. I ain't trying to teach you. I
hey,
ain't trying to teach you how to
I
talk.
heard from people on this panel that sometimes I need to doggone push a little bit because it's level 1.
Okay.
So
Right. All right.
now Shar said I need a man to lead, but without let me see. I need a man to lead, but without making me feel like he's the boss.
Of
And
course.
then
Yeah,
Tiki
I
said,
agree
when
with
a
that.
man takes that pressure off of the woman, a woman will definitely make life so sweet for her man in many ways.
Mhm.
I think
That's
a
so
lot of
true.
time
Oh
that
my
comes from
God,
men.
yes.
That comes from men that feels like I'm supposed to be the boss. So let me make her. I don't think you should feel like, hey, I'm supposed to be the boss. So let me tell her to do this or do this. It should flow naturally. I
Yeah.
should be able to take charge without my ego being involved
Right.
and just be a natural leader. If I
Yeah,
feel
you don't
like,
want to be a
if you feel
tyrant.
like I'm feeling like I'm the boss, I probably don't even know how to be a leader. I think I'm supposed to. So I'm just doing the most.
Yeah, a man should never lead with the idea of being a tyrant.
Right.
It should be
Mhm.
leading with the idea of putting him and whomever he's with in a better position to stay safe, to stay happy, to stay uplifted. That's how leading should be, not leading you just to say that, okay, I can. And that's the problem. There are a lot of women out here that are giving the badge of leadership to men that don't know how to lead.
Right. Mhm. It
That
don't just
ego,
come with it.
yeah, yeah. Robbie said that ego can be the death of a lot of relationships.
Man, I'm
That's
trying
Oh
facts.
to.
yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah. And I just think
Now,
like some men today are just like detached. You could be in a relationship and be detached.
mm-hmm,
We just
I
going
think a
through the
lot of
motions.
time.
There's no type
yep.
of connection. There's nothing there. It's like an empty
I
space. If and outside of sex, it's definitely nothing.
Because a
You know
lot
what
of
I'm
lack of
saying?
relationships
guidance
are
too.
based on just that, though. A lot of relationships are based on clap these cheeks and doggone stroke this
That's
doggone,
it.
and that's it. But when you
Right.
really
Crazy.
ask them to sit down and have conversations with each other, they just staring at each other, and then, oh, what do we know to do? Let's clap some cheeks again. You
Yeah.
know, there's absolutely
Goes
no
back to the
substance.
women setting a standard. And I
Yeah.
feel like the lack of guidance. A lot of men don't know how to be leaders because a lot, especially in the field I work in, I see it all the time. A lot of boys are being raised by single mothers that have
Yeah.
to go work, and our society is raising your child. And we all know what society is. The latest rap song, the latest this, that, and the third. Meg the
Absolutely.
Stallion and what's her name? Old
Grab
girl,
them knees and
Cardi
look back
B.
at it.
They're telling your little girls how they should be, and all these rap songs with these men are telling your young man how they should be. The
Yeah,
videos are showing you you're supposed to walk around sagging your pants, buying women with money. That's how it should be.
looking back at your
Instead
left
of
hip muscle.
right,
Right.
instead of men raising these young men,
Yeah,
showing them how to be leaders. That lacks so much to it ain't funny.
And know what I
Like it
found out is
does.
another problem? Some men, let me say some men, don't apologize. What's wrong with saying I'm sorry?
yes.
Why not? Do you know that a woman holds that you will let me bleed for 30 days because you don't want to say you sorry, knowing you hurt me. And I told you you hurt me and you won't say you sorry? You
You
won't
know
let
what
me.
I found out though, Shalonda? Men, and I'm gonna say men, but we know it goes both ways. But men that can't apologize ultimately do not care about the outcome of what happened. They just don't care. Anytime you get with a man and you know for a fact that something has went on with the two of you and an apology is warranted, but he can't apologize, there's something in him that's still broken and he does not care about what happens after the fact. Because
Wow.
a
That's
man that
crazy.
cares about you and cares about what happens, he's going to be able to say, hey, babe, I'm sorry, such and such. I said this or that, or I'm sorry you took this a certain kind of way. I didn't mean it like that. And he'll explain that.
So do you
I,
also
I
think that pride also will keep a man from not
oh,
Yes.
apologizing?
that's the
Yes.
main thing.
Yeah.
I
I
used to
think there's
struggle with
healthy,
that big time.
there's healthy pride and there's unhealthy pride. Because it's
Right,
good
I
to
agree.
have some pride. It's
Right, it's
good
good
to
to
have
have some
some
pride.
pride.
Right.
But a lot of times certain men don't know the difference. So it all becomes unhealthy. Like,
Right.
oh, I ain't gonna tell my woman. I'm too prideful to tell my woman I'm
That's
sorry.
Right.
I'm too
crazy.
prideful to tell my woman that what she said hurt me. I'm too prideful to tell my woman that I'm not all the way there today. You know, I need a little mental health break. That pride will stop a lot of stuff. And also that pride can say, you know what? My pride is telling me that I'm a man. And as a man, I have to own
Mm.
up to what I did.
Right.
So
I
it's
used
healthy pride and unhealthy pride.
I used to struggle with that, and it used to be my pride. Now I apologize very technically. My wife feels like I still have pride about it. Say, for example, if I didn't mean something in a certain way now, and you ladies tell me if you would rather it this way, I do something that hurts your feelings, but I don't believe what I did was wrong. I'll apologize like this. If I hurt your feelings, I apologize for that. But I didn't do that. I don't apologize for something that I don't feel I did wrong. I feel like some men just say it to say it. They know they wasn't wrong. They don't feel like they was wrong. I'm sorry. But if I hurt your feelings, I apologize for that because it wasn't my intention. So I apologize kind of technically now. And my wife kind of feels like,
I
Let me
think-
ask you this, Kev.
but
Let me ask you this, Kev. Why do we as men say that? Because I listen to everything. You know, I write and stuff like that. So words are very important to me. Why do we say I apologize if I hurt your feelings when we know we did?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should say I understand that I hurt your feelings and I
There you
apologize
go.
for that.
Yes.
There you go.
There you
Your
go.
feelings
'Cause
are
you're
hurt and I apologize for that.
Because
Yeah.
it sounds like you still don't believe you did nothing and it'll happen
Right,
again.
right.
And
Well, I
this is the
might
thing.
not feel like what I did was wrong, but neither here nor there. Your perception is your reality.
That's
I
what I
hurt
was
your
getting ready to
feelings.
say.
So if I hurt your feelings, I apologize for that. And maybe I should rephrase it because it does seem like I don't believe if I did hurt your feelings. No.
Right.
Okay, we're acknowledging I hurt your feelings, so I apologize for that.
Right.
There you go.
That's
I'm
it.
I'm in the medical field, and one of the things that they teach us, they teach about harassment. What is harassment? Harassment is any person that deems you are harassing them.
Yes, regardless of how you
So no
feel,
matter
it
how
was
you
intended.
feel about it, if
Right.
that person it has an offense of something you said, it's nothing wrong with saying even if it's not your intentions.
Right.
I
Yeah.
simply apologize.
And a lot of
Pride.
harassment isn't intentional. Like I might say something
Exactly.
about the opposite race or something, and I just I didn't intend to offend somebody,
Exactly.
but some people may have taken it offensive. So okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
exactly.
Now,
So
Courtney
take that
said,
if out. Take that if out.
there you go. Yeah.
I hurt
Lose
your
the
feelings,
if.
and I'm aware of that.
A
now,
wise
so I
man.
apologize.
A wise man told me before that if and but, nothing positive comes after if or but.
Nothing.
Right.
Like you could just say, hey, yeah, I know I offended you, but you made me do
Wow.
it.
That's
You know what I mean? Or if
See,
you hadn't done this, I wouldn't have done that.
That's people who
me-
can't take accountability. They can't own up to things.
Yep.
Now, let me tell you something. That pride is hard to crack.
Mm.
It's hard to crack. That pride be in your chest and in your head. You know
That's
what I'm saying? It stands up strong in you. And I hate to say it, some men, y'all have it. Oh, that's a baby. That's a whole nother being
Mm.
within a being.
Mm.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Like seriously.
That
It's a
pride
whole
is,
nother
that
being
pride
within a
is
being.
like a little miniature spirit that's
It
living
is.
within you itself, huh? Pulling the strings, making you a puppet.
So
Yep.
what it is some men, I'm only gonna say some men don't like to be vulnerable. They like their woman to be vulnerable, but they don't like to be vulnerable. So the if and the but is to hold on to that sense of pride that I'm not willing to become all the way vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that, Kev? Why do a lot of us men not like to be vulnerable? And I'll answer it after you answer.
Whoa, that's big. I feel like one, we don't like to be vulnerable because we are supposed to be a certain way. We're not supposed to cry. We're not supposed to be quote unquote soft. So once someone pulls our card on it, and I feel almost like once you give us that first strike, it's hard to come back from. So if I kind of come share something with you that's near and dear to me, and you be like, oh man, when you first give me that, we done. I'm not gonna open up to you anymore, any of that. So I feel like we don't want to be, to answer your question, we don't want to be vulnerable because we feel like we shouldn't be, or we feel like we should be a certain way. But I think that's very important to open up or to get it off your chest, because a lot of men have stuff built up so long and they die with it. And it adds stress that we can't really pinpoint. I might have took 10 years off my life because I was stressing about something that I never got out. So I think that's way
That's
more
so
important
sad.
than we give it credit for.
Yeah.
And that used to be my issue. I used to hold things in all the time because I didn't like conflict. And so I
Right.
had to find out through therapy that now I'll cry, I'll snot, I'll open up and
I
say
know that's
whatever
right.
needs to be.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of men don't want to be vulnerable too. It's because they've been in situations where
Yeah.
Yeah.
the person
The
they're
wrong
with
person.
has
Yeah.
used it against them.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. I think you have to change your perspective and you have to know who you're dealing with too. Because
Yep.
for me, when a man is vulnerable, it teaches me how to love you. Because now I know, like, okay, this is what he's dealing with. This is how I need to approach it. This is what I need to do. It helps me learn you on a different level when you're open and honest with me. And I know how to protect you. I know how to keep things, you know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of change your perspective on that. But you also need to know the person that you're with, because a woman,
Right.
unfortunately, can use it against you. And I don't agree with that.
Oh yeah. And I think it's very important for women to just be on the lookout for that first vulnerable moment and take it very carefully and lightly,
Yeah.
because I feel like the moment you, like, if I'm vulnerable with you and the moment you give me what I don't need about it, I'm probably never gonna
Yep.
open up to you
I
again.
know.
Ever.
Yeah.
I
Like,
know.
And that's how most men are. That's why it's like
Yeah.
you said, when a woman realizes that, okay, this man is being vulnerable with me,
Yeah.
treat it like it's that
Right.
fine piece of
Let
me
china
tell
that
you
you don't
something.
want to drop.
I was
Yes.
speaking to a young man, and I was telling him how how he was making me feel. And I kept reassuring him while I was talking to him. Because you don't just want to tell one thing, you got to know the person you with.
Yeah.
Know
Right.
the person. Let wisdom speak. Don't just utter things out of your mouth. Women, we shouldn't. Like if your man come in and he just came in, don't try to, I'm gonna get off. You didn't study, you didn't went through the whole spiel. So when he come through the door, I know I'm getting ready to let it all out. No, we need to, as women, we need to use wisdom. When to speak, when will it be a good time? Because the thing is, we don't just want to get things off our chest. We want the person who we're communicating with to hear us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hear us. So
Right.
what happens sometimes, our voice can become desensitized to a man
Mm-hmm.
because we want to get things off of our chest. No, you cannot do that. So when I was telling him something that was important to me, how it was making me feel, I kept reassuring him, saying, "I'm not arguing with you. I'm not this. I'm not that.
I'm not
just simply
fussing
saying."
at you.
And my tone,
Yes.
and I set a tone so he can be reassured. And he opened up and he told me some things that I never heard before.
Mm.
Right. And
You
it's
understand
almost
what I'm saying?
expected for women to do that so they don't have that type of pressure. Like if a woman comes and tells me or maybe cries about something, it's expected. But when a man does it, like, and it's such a relief. Like if you can get some stuff off, that's why I believe that therapy is very important. If you can
Yes.
get some stuff off and release it into the freaking world, like, and you can get some clarity on it, it really feels good. I mean,
Yeah.
I've dealt with that for a while, just kind of bottling things up,
Yeah.
feeling like I need to deal with. And the way I cope with it, I'm always doing something. Like now, like I work at a hospital, it's summer, like I got vacation. It's killing me. The summer ain't been here 2 weeks, and I feel like this ain't gonna work. Like I need stuff to do. I need it. So yesterday I cut my yard. I'm looking for things to do around the house. So that's the way I cope with it. But I know at the end of the day, like I got to get all that stuff out at the same
Yeah.
time.
And out there, I'm gonna catch up on some of these comments, but to speak on that too, I have a special towel now that I cry. I call it my cry towel, brother. I don't waste no freaking tears.
You
If
better
they
go
gotta
ahead and
come,
cry.
they
Yeah.
coming.
Right.
They
Let the
coming.
tears
I
flow.
love that.
Piggy says, so I feel like we should mirror the emotion. Baby, I see you're hurt over what I said. I apologize.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's a great way to do it. Shar
Yeah.
said, I have a lot of pride too, so it happens to women as well. Travis said that trust issues is why a lot of men aren't vulnerable.
Yeah.
Kicks for the
Oh, right,
culture said
definitely.
men who has vulnerability issues usually have trust issues.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, would
But
you?
give us a little bit. You gotta open crack it just a
Yeah.
little bit.
A
See
little
how
You
bit.
see how
got
she
it.
responds to it. Don't
Yeah, I think
open
it's
up little steps.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, would you? This is for Star and Shalonda. Would you date a man that has absolutely no goals, but he has a great career? He has a great job.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You too, Shalonda,
Would I date a man that has a great career but no
but
goals?
no goals.
So where do we go from here?
I
I
say
don't know.
yes
He's
because
content. He's content with the job he has, and that's just gonna ride y'all on out.
We just have to work on something.
Hey,
Because some
pick me
people-
up
why
on my
though?
other
But why?
phone, Salif.
Why? If he's happy, what is there to work on?
I mean, if he's happy, I don't know. I just feel like, so you just, okay. I don't know. Maybe
Salif,
I'm thinking too much
pick
into
me up
it.
on my other phone.
I'm thinking like, okay, so I just feel like, I don't know. No goals.
No
You heard me,
goals.
And he's
Salif?
working and
What'd
he's
you say?
happy.
I'm sorry. Pick me up on my other phone. My phone, by the
Well,
way.
if he's happy,
Yeah,
I
when
guess
you
so.
come up, I'll tap you in.
I
All
guess.
right. It says I'm
Yeah,
backstage.
just do
I don't
it.
know.
Just do it the same way you did it last time, and I'll bring you up.
It says you're backstage. Only the host can see you. I'm not sure what else I need to do. Right
Oh,
now.
I see you. Hold on, I'm about to bring you up. I'm gonna drop this one down and bring the other one up.
All right.
So Shalonda, you're saying it all
guess-
depends.
Yeah, it all depends. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't think it has to be something. I don't think that's a major turnoff for me, though. You know, if he's happy, he has, he's working, he has a career, but no goals. I mean, we would have to. That would be a discussion I would want to. I mean, something I would want to, talk about. Why not?
What
Why
would
don't
you
you
need
have
to
it?
know?
I mean, that's. I just asked the question. Why don't you have any goals?
Well, his
Well,
goal
let's
is
say-
that he
let's say
maybe
it's
his
a
goal is
situation-
already accomplished. Is that
Yeah.
the career field that he's in?
If that was his goal and his goals in there,
And then he's met it.
Yeah.
I think I'll be okay with it.
I don't think Shalonda will be.
I
okay
don't
with
either.
it.
There's a lot of hesitation.
I think because I don't know. I don't.
feel-
How would that affect the relationship? I guess my concern
It
would
shouldn't
be
affect it.
okay. Maybe I'm thinking too much in it, and I'm thinking in terms of growing and growth. Maybe I'm thinking in those lines. So do you get to this point and then everything is just you? Because see, what happens is I'm thinking you get satisfied and then there's no more moving forward or anything like that.
Complacency, is that what you're looking for? Because I'm thinking,
yeah.
how old are we? Because I'm 35. If I'm 35 and you're in your career and my wife is in her career, I don't know, let's come up with something, even if it's, I want to get this accomplished. I always said I want to do this. Let's work on that together. Even if, say, for example, you're in your career, and then you say, hey, I've always wanted to paint. Hey, let's work on that. Let's work on doodling with your paint or whatever and see where it can go. I always want somebody to have something that we can work towards.
So let me ask you this, Kev. So with that mindset, do you think that you're forever in a state of growing? Like you never get to a point where you say,
Of rest.
okay, yeah. So you always looking for that next thing to accomplish?
Not really, because I guess maybe I'm contradicting myself, because if you're in your career and that was what you wanted to do, say you want to be a doctor, now you're a doctor. How dare I say what else you want to do? When it comes to
go past the bar now.
I guess maybe I'm putting interest in there as well. Hey, I always wanted to do this, so let's do it. Let's not get boring with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's what I'm
if we're
afraid
talking,
of.
right. If we're talking interest as well. Now, career, that might be, hey, my goal was to be a doctor or a nurse or whatever you're doing. Okay, and you're doing that, I can respect that. So now let's say, hey, I always want to go to.
Let me tell you why I say that. Because I had someone that was in my life that did not move.
Right.
So
did he have ambitions? Did he not have ambition?
They all talked about with no action.
But did he have his career already?
She say all talked about.
If he didn't have a good career already, then that's something totally different. We're talking about someone who has set a goal. They've met that goal. That goal is a great career or a job. And what if they say, kind of like what you said with the doctor thing, I want to be a brain surgeon. Okay, now I'm a brain surgeon. Why do I have to continue to set goals if I'm a brain surgeon?
Okay.
I'm good with
this is
that
the only part that I
career-wise. I'm
don't
good
want.
with that.
I don't want it to affect our relationship. If it doesn't affect our relationship or bring any strain on our relationship, then I have no problem with it. But
You're
if it's
talking from past trauma. That's
no,
trauma.
I'm not.
That's a
I'm
trauma
speaking
response.
that is not a trauma response.
Yeah, because if he's happy and
you
what
ain't-
he's doing,
he's
why would it
happy. He's happy.
Yeah,
Us.
he
It's a
needs to
us.
be
I
happy
guess
in his career.
I guess
But
why
He
wouldn't you be
why
happy?
wouldn't you be happy?
Yeah, why
This
wouldn't
is
you
what
be
I'm just.
happy?
If it does not, again, I said, if it does not affect our relationship, then I have no problem with it. And I'm not talking about no past trauma. I'm talking about if he.
Yes, you are.
It
That
sounds
is
like
trauma.
it
Wait a
sounds
minute.
like you're
If
going
he-
past level 1.
Wait a minute. If he is, then did his career, and all now he want to do is sit and watch and play Nintendo. Or play video games.
That's
That ain't-
past
See,
trauma.
that's but then
past
again,
trauma.
All the way
He
back to
didn't say
Nintendo.
any of that.
Did you
but
hear
then again,
Nintendo?
Shalonda, we're talking
You done
about
went all the
with
way back
somebody
to
being
Nintendo.
born, like having a boring personality. We're talking about career. What if he has a career as a doctor and he's set there and he's super adventurous, y'all do stuff all the time and all that.
I would be
Before
fine
we
with
go there,
That'd be
have
fine.
I would too.
we have to address that she went back to Nintendo.
I
Right,
don't
right.
know that came out.
We're
Yeah,
all
she
the way
ain't, she ain't even say PlayStation. Yeah, she ain't even say
Atari.
PlayStation. Wow.
Remember the Atari and what was
Yes,
it? Sega.
yes,
Yeah,
all
Sega,
that.
yeah.
But more importantly than that, I think we have to address the fact that I believe we've been bamboozled. Well, I say we. I believe I've been bamboozled because Tammy says, I'm going to put it on the big screen. Tammy says, Lady Shalonda favors Trina Braxton. Let me tell you something. For one, Toni Braxton's sister. And I'm going to say this. I believe in my whole heart that right now we have Toni Braxton's sister and Remy Ma on this doggone
So
panel.
annoying. I do
Y'all-
not like no dick.
I don't
You
even know
could've
who
told
Trina
me
Braxton is.
Look up. That's Toni Braxton's sister. We have one of the Braxtons and Remy Ma on the
That is
show
so
tonight.
annoying. I
So
did not.
hopefully this will make my numbers go way up. Tell Papoose I said what's up. I think he's a great lyricist, Remy.
Oh my God. That is so annoying. I cannot.
So
But
Tiki
what you
said-
were saying, to get back to the question
Yeah.
too, I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
I would be
I would
okay.
too. I would too. I think what me and
We'll believe
Shalonda
you,
did
Shalonda,
was,
but
I think what me and Shalonda did was we kind of took it in the mindset of he's plateaued, he or she has plateaued,
Yeah.
and we're going to be boring now. But no, we're
That's
talking
what I
about
don't want. Yeah.
career though. Career, I think that's perfectly
Career.
fine.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
Career,
cool with
perfectly
that.
fine.
Right.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
Tiki said, so y'all are implying if someone has a good career, evolution should end there. One may have other goals outside of their career. Well, if they have other goals outside of their career, that's fine. That's great. But if their goal was to reach whatever point in their career they're at, that should be okay too.
Right. It should definitely be okay.
Tiki says Star looks like Kenya Moore, definitely not Remy. LOL.
Every time I get online, somebody say I look like Kenya Moore, Essence Atkins, Remy Ma. I'm like, baby, I'm a mixture of all of them.
Well,
Okay.
I'm saying that I know for a fact we have the Braxton sister and Remy
Good
Ma.
night. I just looked her up, Trina. That is too funny.
I know for a fact we have stars in the building right now, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that y'all took time out of your busy schedules to come deal with little old me.
You are a mess.
Now, do you think back on subject, back on topic? Do you think that you normally have your guard up when it comes to dating now, the place you're at now?
Oh, honey, I have the Great Wall of China. Baby, I got the military, everything. Listen, I don't want no part, none. And I'm gonna say why. because I love hard, and I know the type of person that I am, and I can't take a lot of disappointment. It would destroy me if I go through something that I just came out of. It would literally destroy me as a person, and I'll be bitch. And I don't want that. I want to preserve the good that I have left in me, and I don't want anybody to destroy me. So I think it's safer. Cam, you look like Tank.
I get, hey, I'm the only person up here that looks like himself. We got stars in the building.
Hey, I moved to
everybody-
Atlanta, and I had never heard that in my life. I moved to Atlanta, I was like 25, and somebody told me, you know, you look like Tank. I was like, I don't look like no Tank. And they pulled up a picture where we looked at identical. I was like, dang, you're right. And like every week I heard that.
Wow.
Like once a week I heard that.
Everybody that's watching this right now, before we move on, everybody that's watching this right now, everyone that's listening to this right now on the Wisdom app, go share this show because we have Tank, Remy Ma, and one of the Braxton sisters.
And you
on the
look like
show
one of
tonight.
the actors off Tyler Perry. I just can't remember which one of the
I-
names.
Oh, I
Hey,
know which
I
one
think-
it is. The one he has the black. I know what it is.
Yep.
Yes,
I
you
don't know
do.
his name.
Yes, you do.
So you in the
Yeah.
Well, I'll
So
say
you in there
this.
too, huh?
We have a
I can tell
plethora.
you.
We have a plethora of stars on the show tonight. So everybody tap in. Now, what's the first thing that you notice when a man approaches you or is trying to get to know you better?
Wait, I
Shalonda,
don't think
we'll start with
Shalonda
you.
asked. I don't think she answered your last question. Did she have her
Which
guard
one?
up?
Oh, yeah. Because we know you got the Great Walls of China
I mean,
and
Great
the
Wall.
whole army.
Yes.
What about you, Shalonda? Do you have your guards up?
Yes, definitely I have my guards up. Yeah. I protect myself because like Star has said, I love hard, and if I'm going to get involved, I'm going to be fully invested. So it's like I'm very careful and cautious.
Mhm.
Hey,
Yeah.
Star, if I remember you, I think it was you told me to take that if out of there
Ooh.
earlier.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna challenge you.
Okay.
Don't say you have your guard up. Just have your standards up. Because having your guard up, you
That's a
can
good
miss out
point.
on somebody. Don't
But
have
I'm
your
okay.
guard up.
I'm okay
Have
with
your
missing
standards
out.
up.
I'm okay.
You okay with missing out?
I'm okay.
But why not just
Yeah,
have your
yeah,
standard
she
up,
would.
and that's gonna be kind of like a guard. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna weave out a lot of the pookies, and then
Hey,
that
Tank,
right one to come.
Let me tell you this, Tank. This is what I have learned about Star. And I first witnessed Remy on TikTok. And what I have noticed about Star is that she is dead set on being comfortable in her space right now. There is no changing that woman's
Oh,
mind.
hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
She is, and I understand the reasons why. We won't get into that, but I understand the reasons why. But I think that's very admirable too, to know the spot that you're in
Yeah.
and
Be okay.
not rush to get out of that
Yeah.
spot. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
I think we spoke about that a little bit earlier
Yeah.
too. Uh-oh, Tank. Somebody said I need Tank to sing something tonight.
Yes,
All right.
come on,
Hey.
come on.
Here we go.
When no, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead,
Hey,
let him
I
have it.
thought,
Let him
I
have
thought
it.
he was about to go in. I thought he was about to go in, boy. I was about to say, go
Hey,
ahead.
you know what song I want to be able to sing though? That glue. We talked about that when I was up there. That glue by Usher. I said,
Yo.
I'm gonna hit that one of these days.
That glue
I'm gonna
is
hit that
fire.
one of these
I heard
days.
that.
Yes, sir.
My
What?
vocals,
You got to
my
check that
vocals
out.
won't
bro.
let me do glue no more.
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
be able to do glue. I can't
Hey,
do
I
glue.
don't think his vocals will let him hit him. Like if he performed that live, he turned up them vocals on that one. Now.
Usher is a bad man.
Oh
now, I'm
yeah,
telling you now.
Yeah. You
Usher-
got to check
Usher's
that one out
serious.
though. That glue by Usher.
Shar said, I'm like Star. I'm okay with missing out on men.
Hello.
Definitely.
Well,
You okay with missing out on the right man, on the one?
Mm-hmm.
they okay. They're fine.
I don't want to
Robbie
take the
said
risk.
she was
It's
ready
too
for Tank.
risky. It's
Right.
too risky. I'm just not willing to take the risk. I'm just not.
Yeah. Well, that's real. You know, you can only respect that because guess what? If you come out of that zone prematurely, then you'll be a little apprehensive, and you might not give a man what he needs. even if it's that
And I
right
won't.
one.
That's
So
what I was getting
right,
ready to say.
right.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
would
So
not. So don't
yep.
even DM me. Don't. I'm not.
Right.
And y'all
I wouldn't.
heard it here. Y'all heard, do not DM Star. For one, she doesn't want it. She's not ready. And for
They
two,
like,
she's
dang,
married.
they hitting
She's married
backstage
to
now.
Papoose. She's married to Papoose, so she
Stop.
already happy.
Right.
So y'all
You
leave
need
her
to cut
alone.
it out.
Now, do you? You kind of already answered this, Star, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. This is for Shalonda and Star. At this point where you are, do you want to get married or do you just want to date?
I don't want to get married, even if I wanted, even if I entertained somebody, I wouldn't want to be married.
So marriage is off the table for you, period.
Yeah, I'm not really interested.
Now, is it right now or is it for the rest of your days?
Like for the rest of my days, I don't really see benefit. I don't really.
So
see
you ain't 70 years old. You can't say that right now. It'll
why I
change.
gotta
I
be
think.
70 years old? Like,
I mean, I said that meaning like, say someone was in their 60s or 70s, they might be like, I just really not interested. But at the age you are now, you don't think that'll change?
no, I don't think marriage changes anything.
Well, for one, it can't change because she already married. That's
Whatever.
one.
I'm not. Okay.
But sometimes I feel like sometimes if a person has enough experience in a certain thing, they've been there, done that, and sometimes people can make those decisions and say, look, I've experienced this in a certain capacity, and I just don't want to, I just have no want or desire to experience that. Because I've actually heard.
I don't think she had enough experience.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you heard that, Randy.
Listen, I had one serious relationship in my adult life, and I'm okay. I'm not
And that was enough?
I'm not a no-limit soldier. I'm not an army. I'm not a soldier in the army of the Lord. I am not going after relationship.
What you say? You are a human being, right?
I am a human being. Okay, and I know what I can and I cannot handle. And I admire people that are willing to put themselves out there and know the risk that comes with it. I'm not that.
Yeah.
So
I feel you.
And my thing is too, like I said, you have your, you right now you want your space, where others, they are risk takers. They'll stay in one relationship for many years, years, to, for it to come to, hey, this ain't gonna work.
Unhappy. They'll stay in it unhappy too.
Unhappy. And I think you were saying earlier, Tank, that you were saying earlier.
That's what I'm talking about,
You're
Ms.
not
Braxton.
willing to give I'm not willing to give up 30 days or a year or 2 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? That you can't get that time back.
You can't.
Yeah.
Right.
And that goes to what Shar is saying. Shar said, yes, she feels you, Star. She said she doesn't have the patience. Tammy
it's
said,
not even the patience for me. It's the cost of recovery for me. It costs.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
It costs me way too much to recover from those type of injuries.
Okay, what do you
work? I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. No.
What do you think about when they say better to have loved than not have loved at all? Then? Even though I know you've been through an experience before, but you feel like you want to hang it up, so because the possibility of you having to go through a recovery.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I think will probably happen for you is that you're gonna walk up into it versus allowing to.
And she gonna fight it for so long.
And I'm gonna walk up out.
Yeah, she gonna fight it for so long.
Some stuff you can't fight.
There's
somebody
gonna
come with
capture your heart. There's someone gonna capture your heart. You almost was there. So
no.
That's another conversation.
My situationship. I was in a different space with that, but he added on to the trauma, so I'm good.
Yeah, but anyway,
so I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, Tammy said that if we pressure Tank enough, he'll do it.
He'll sing?
Yup.
Nah, I'm a shower singer.
Robbie said, I think your mind will change, Star, when the right one for you comes along. The same thing that Miss Braxton said.
No.
Good night.
Star said marriage is not even about love. It's about what the other person can do for them. In a lot of cases, that's what it is. I think a lot of cases, that's what it is. But overall, it goes back to what we were saying about knowing the person you're with. Because there are people out there that really do value marriage for what it is at its core.
But
There are
it's
people
very
out there.
little.
Yeah, it's little.
Realistically, and most people in their lifetime are not going to find that. They're not going to experience that.
Well, there's
It's
a lot of
way
married
more
people that
trash.
even they're not even happy.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I know some.
They tolerating one another.
Listen,
And-
I'm out of that state of illusion that,
Yeah.
I'm out of that. I've woken up. This is reality. Okay? This is what it is.
So you feel like we made to just be individual?
I can't say what nobody else is made to be.
Let
I'm
me tell you
talking
something.
about me. I'm talking about me.
Right.
God could take my own rib and make me a man. Give me take
Come
my
on.
rib.
I said maybe the aliens is the
Give me a
great baby.
rib, take my rib.
We need-
put
I
me in a
Oh
deep
no!
sleep.
Hey, correct
They
me
are
if I'm
monsters.
wrong. I hear some bad experiences right now. I hear some brokenness. Am I right?
Well, most things.
It's
though,
somebody
when
out.
you
It's
look
somebody
at it,
out there,
though,
Star.
when you look at it, most things that we experience come from other experiences.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's all connected to something. We just have to find that
Absolutely.
something.
But I'm not looking for anything, and if it's out there, maybe you'll catch me in the next lifetime. But I'm just not putting myself back out there like that. Like, it just costs me way too much.
And then my thing is this: how many times? This is a question that we were talking about. How many times that you got to keep going on dates after dates after dates?
That's
I'm
annoying.
not that type of person. Like, I'm not gonna keep investing my time going on dates after dates after dates after dates,
I'm not
and
doing
nothing work.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta admit, I'm sure that can be very frustrating. I'm sure it can be.
What's your favorite color? What's your, like, those type of conversations?
Hey, you gotta say that 50 different times. Huh?
I'm over
Yep.
it. Like, no.
Right.
And then you get the same text. Good morning. How was
Good
your
morning,
day?
beautiful. Good night, beautiful.
Exactly.
Blah. I can
Beautiful.
That's funny.
Do you think that most, well, maybe not even most, do you think that some women prioritize their careers and their goals over finding a positive or productive relationship?
I think after they probably realize that it hasn't happened at the time that they wanted it to, or maybe they've gone through some things and they're just not willing to invest any time in it anymore. So they'll rather just put their time in their career, i.e. me. And it's safer. It's safer.
Yeah.
Safer that way.
I feel like to a certain extent, that's a part of you becoming you. That's a part of you finding you and becoming complete. So
What?
I'm not mad at that. No, like chasing your goals, your careers and things, your career and getting ahead in your career.
Mhm.
I'm not mad at that. You know, if you prioritize that before, because a relationship, boy, even at a young level, I tell kids all the time that about to graduate high school, the first question you got a girlfriend? Yeah. Don't let that little girl, they'll let a little girl come between them going to a college. They can have a full ride somewhere. Bump her with all due respect.
Yeah.
Like, make yourself complete first, because that girl gonna be there. I have to tell kids that all the time. So I'm not mad at that at all.
What do you think about that, Miss Braxton?
I agree with her. Yeah. I mean, that's just like where I am. I mean, like she said, it's safe. It's safer. Like, I just can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
This heart is tender.
Yeah.
Good night.
I'm fragile.
And when you it's hard to explain it, because it's like you had to have experienced that. Like, nobody's willing to do that. Yeah. And I'm not motivated just by having a relationship.
Yeah.
Just to say I got a man.
You know what I mean? Just to say I have a man or a piece of one. I'm
Let me
not
ask y'all
motivated
this.
by that.
Do y'all take that frustration into dating? And I know, Star, you say you're not dating, but Shalonda, do you say somebody wants to get to know you? They meet you, say, hey, can I take you out to coffee? The fact that, date after date, you have to explain the same things over and over. Do you take that frustration into a date, or do you give each guy a blank canvas, an empty,
I think
fresh
I give
start?
each person a fresh start. I wouldn't take it, because if I don't want to go out, I don't go out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If I talk a lot of, like what we talking about now on this thing, we constantly talk like this all the time. So I give her, if I'm going out with you, I'm going to give you a fresh start. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm not
And that's
going
fair.
out.
That's
Yeah.
mature. That's not only fair, but that's mature
I
as
know how to
well.
separate good night. And then my thing is I'm in control. It's just a coffee blank. Ain't even a
Right.
date. It's just we just having coffee.
Yeah.
Good night.
Now, do you do you think? And this will start with Kevin. This will be the last question, and I'll let y'all get to what y'all got to get to. But when you know a woman or a man is successful, I mean, to the highest of what we deem success to be, do you go into it with the assumption that there may be some difficulties in that situation? Kev, we'll start with you.
You say when I know that they're at their highest level of success?
Yeah, because sometimes with success and being at a certain level, there's a standoffishness that comes with that because you know what you'll accept, you know what your boundaries are, you know what your standards are. So do you go into it feeling like, okay, there's a possibility that there are going to be some speed bumps in this because this person is guarded?
I believe that's gonna stay. I mean, you may go in a little, apprehensive or something, but I believe it depends on that person. If that person is an arrogant person and they ride on their success, that can create some difficulties. But I would rather a person that's very successful to just still let me see them for them, get to know them outside of their success, and that'll let me know, hey, this is a good person inside and out, despite their success. And that's what I'll be looking for. Like we were talking about earlier. If you come with, yeah, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm probably gonna be yawning on the date, like ready for it to be over
Exactly.
because you're
Oh,
turning me off.
I'm not
But if you let me
interested.
know I like this, you know what, back home we do this, I like eating this, we do, and you let me know the fruitfulness of who you are inside, that's gonna mean a lot to me. And we can get to your accolades and accomplishments at second date or as we get to know each other or whatever. But it's gonna be some road bumps if that's the type of person you are. But if you're genuine and you let me know you for you and you're a good person inside, I think it'll be smooth. And I'm not intimidated, neither am I insecure when it comes to a woman with a lot of success. So it's definitely not going to be any road bumps on my end.
What do you think, Star?
So I think the question was, what did you ask about somebody? If I would do what?
When you know that a man is very successful, do you automatically think that it may be difficult to date that person?
Yes. For a man, yes. I think men with money, honey, that ego, the broke ones got egos, but the ones with money, oh, y'all just feel like, listen, if you don't do it, somebody else will. You'll treat them like crap. I've communicated with a few different millionaires.
They'll write you
I
off.
would not do it. I don't listen. For the women that's like, oh, he got to be this, ma'am. It's a lot that comes with that. You can have it, sis. I'm okay, because they will treat you like crap. So
Do
you feel the same, Shalonda?
I feel the same way. For me, it's like I mean, I need you present. I don't care about your success. I'm not intimidated by nobody's success. I'm definitely not intimidated. You know what I mean? So for me, is having you present, and that's very important to me. And that's just that. If you're talking about you pulling out pictures and talking about, look at my pictures I took yesterday and
look
last
at my
week,
yacht,
and all that, that is disgusting.
no.
Hey,
So I'm
but
not
you'll be
interested.
surprised. That can purchase a lot of women. That
Oh yeah, it
does
will.
buy
A
a
lot of
lot
women
of
will.
women.
But
They
ain't
And
will.
that's why men,
And
most
that's
of what
why they're the
men
way
do,
they are.
yeah, most men do the things that they do because it has worked for them.
Yeah.
In
Right.
some
And that's
capacity.
why I say they use it as leverage, because a lot
Yeah.
of women they look for
Yeah.
that. They want that, and they're okay with whatever this man is doing or however he's treating them. But for somebody like me that's successful and I
Yeah.
don't really need that. It's like what I need is more emotional support. Are you gonna be present? You know, I want to have fun, be a little toxic with me. I don't really too much care about the other things because that's your
Yeah.
money at the end of the day. If you decided not to be with me tomorrow, I will be right back on ground one.
And this is the thing too, is that success for me is not like they talking about when we were talking about being a high value woman or a high value man. I don't care about the success. Like for me, when you think about high value, I consider I'm a good quality of a woman.
Right.
Yep.
Let's take the money away, you know?
Take the money away.
I
Right.
don't care about
And
no success. You're missing the me factor.
Yeah.
right.
I'm a good quality of a woman, and I'm not going to dumb down who I am just to satisfy you.
Yeah.
Right.
So yes, I have standards, I have morals, and I have all those and boundaries that I'm not going to allow you to walk in and out of. You know what I'm saying? So no, I like I said, it's not going to happen.
I was
Good
talking
night.
to my a friend today, and we were saying a lot of women present themselves with the fact that they can be bought. So why are you
Yes.
surprised? Why are you
That's good.
surprised when a man? I was able to buy you with money. So when I'm disrespecting you, when I'm talking to you crazy, when I'm not sweet to you, I'm not. Why are you mad?
But that
Because you allowed me
But
to
see-
buy you.
the men
Listen.
are frustrated, get frustrated with women like my sister and I because we're not impressed by that stuff.
Right.
And it's like, okay, you must be talking. You must got a lot of men on your roster. No, I'm just not impressed by what you're saying. You're
Right.
talking about money. You're talking about flying me out. I don't know you for one. So for these women that's so quick to go on these trips with men that they don't know, all
Yeah.
this sex trafficking, I'm like, are women really doing this?
Hello.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I had
You
one
think
text
you can
me. I'm
just
trying to get
wave
to know
a
you so we can
Delta?
go out for the weekend. So we can go away for the
No,
weekend.
you think you can
You
wave
just
a
met me
Delta
yesterday.
flight?
A
So
lot
that
of women, a lot
standard
of
is
women
going
trade
down.
their safety for a bag.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
standard is going down. The fact that you can be bought is going up. Like
You talking
you're
good
right.
there.
Like
That's good.
exactly, you can fly me somewhere and I don't even know you. Like you said, they're not even thinking about the safety aspect
Oh,
of it.
heck no.
They're thinking of the fact that what? Yeah, girl, you better
Oh, I
go.
can be on it.
I'm gone.
I flew out.
Right.
He flew me
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. And that's what
You
you
about
see.
to be
You see it
chopped
all the
up,
time.
honey. And
So what if
And then
that
the
man
thing
tells a
is-
woman? If that man tells a woman, "Oh, so you can be bought," the first thing that woman's gonna say is, "No, but that's a lie. You can.
Yeah.
You can be bought."
Mm-mm.
Tiki
I care
said,
about my safety. I
yeah,
don't know you,
that
sir.
part. Yeah.
I don't know you. And then
Tiki
you so
said,
quick to want to meet up with me. I don't even like to meet people quickly. Like, let's talk on the phone.
Yeah.
Let's get a vibe. Like, I'm not just about to meet. I don't know you.
yeah.
and not even only that, the things that they're willing to do with you, or the things that they come out. I'd be like, you do that? Like, good night.
What you
Like,
mean?
you know what I'm saying? You don't even like, if you saying this to me, just because
How
a
many
person
other
look
people?
clean don't mean they're clean.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to, you eat and you want to, you know,
Yeah. Go ahead, Miss Braxton. You good?
you want to munch.
Right.
Mhm.
They want some
Not
groceries.
hunch, but you want to hunch and munch.
Hunch
Oh,
and
yeah.
munch.
Yeah.
Hunching and
Hunching.
munching.
And don't, baby,
Don't
good night.
even
And don't
know
even
me.
go to the doctor, get yourself checked out.
Hey, don't know my last name. Don't know nothing.
Don't know anything.
See, that's what I told you earlier. Don't raise. I get it, Star. I know where you at. But raise them standards, because not the guard. Because them standards gonna weave by 80% of them out. Like just what y'all talking right now, gonna turn a lot of
Yeah,
men
it's
that ain't
still
really
not a
about that.
guarantee. It's still not a guarantee. I can't do it.
Yeah, you're right.
Do
You're
it.
right. I agree with it
And this
for
is
what
the
you're
fact.
talking.
If I know you have a woman, and the mere fact you still gonna try to pursue me, and you got a whole woman, and I'm telling you, baby, I don't share.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
don't
like
care
that.
about nobody else's man. I
They
don't
play
share.
the numbers.
Baby.
Men play the numbers when it comes to that. They say, okay, you might have that standard, but it's 10 of them over there that don't. And
Right.
that's why the whole side chick craze is so big, because most side chicks know that they aren't the only woman. So until that slows down, until women say, okay, you got somebody, I don't flow like that, until that happens enough, then it'll continue to be what it is. Tiki said social media has created so many deficiencies in society
That's so true.
when it comes
Oh, yeah.
to relationships. It makes it so hard for organic relationships to occur
That's
between
so
a
true.
man and a woman.
Mhm.
Like the land of make believe.
Yeah.
I
It
think
really
it takes the work away from, like, for example, back in the day when it wasn't even cell phone, bro, you had to wait till school got in. Oh, I can't wait till the dance Friday. I'm gonna put my little Mac down. It ain't
Hello.
none of that. You could be laying in your drawers, hopping in some DMs. It's
Yeah.
it's
Crazy.
It just ain't the same, you know.
Yeah, it's
And
not.
on that note, I'll say I thank you guys again for coming on, taking time out of your busy entertainment schedules, um, allowing yourselves to be transparent and open. I truly appreciate you. It was a great conversation, and I think the with the topic of do men want a boss chick, I think we've come to the conclusion that the right man will not care if a woman is bossed up or not, and vice versa. Kids for the Culture said we were not made to consume this much information. That's facts. Talking about the whole how easy it is to just jump from person to person and things like that. Yeah, it's taken a lot of the humanity out of communicating, out of dating, out of everything, even friendships and stuff. Like I have like you can just say all of the friends, like look at Facebook, for instance, the amount of friends that are on there, 10% of them I know in real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just people can hop in your lives and do all kinds of stuff. So I just tell people, continue to press forward, continue to be the best you that you can be for you. And then if you decide, Remy, to attach somebody else to it, then you'll be ready for that. You'll be ready for that. But I'll say thank you again for coming on, guys.
Thank you for having us.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I'll be calling on y'all again one day because I really enjoyed it. Everybody like the show. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You guys have handles as well too. You want to tell the people to follow you wherever you're on social media, if you please. Now's the time. We'll start with you, Star.
Well, you can follow me on TikTok. That's Star STARR_1988. And I'm also a real estate broker here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're looking to sell your home, you can definitely reach out to me and my team.
All right, y'all. She sells homes and all of that good stuff. Real estate in Georgia. You know, a lot of people running to Georgia. Star is the one to hit up. What about you, Shalonda?
Yes, you can follow me on TikTok at Shalonda Thompson 50. I think am I telling it right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shalonda Thompson 50. And also I am a life coach, and you can follow me or you can not follow me, but you can visit my website at Shalonda Thompson Life Coach Academy.org.
All right, y'all. She got the life coaching going on too. What about you, Kev?
I would say I'm fairly new to social media, but I'm involved. I work at a high school. I'm really involved in what I do. I think my Facebook is Mr. Evans. So you know, yeah. So if you're interested in maybe seeing what I got going, you know, definitely friend me on there. I'll friend you back or whatever. I put a lot of what I do for the young gentlemen and young ladies at the high school level. So you know, you can friend me on that.
And I'll say again, y'all, if y'all do go try to friend them, or any other ladies, just because they accept does not mean they want you hopping in their DM.
Please.
Business purposes only.
Yes.
Only.
Business only. And with that, y'all, I appreciate it. Continue to press forward. You guys know that what I do here is to bridge the gap between men and women. I want men to understand women better, and I want women to understand men better so that we can build a proper foundation for our youth and each other. Thank you. I'll be back next Thursday around 8:00, and we'll be talking about something else. Thank you, guys.
All right. I really enjoyed y'all.
Likewise, Tank.
Do you want to send them out with a croon or a note?
Yeah, go and give us a little bit.
Let me see.
Come on now.
I like it. Nah, I ain't doing that.
Man,
Go ahead.
Hey, I'll get with y'all through King or whatever. I'll follow y'all.
Yeah.
I was just in Atlanta the other day too, so I'm up there. I live there. And
you live in Atlanta?
No, I live there and I got family there, so I'm up there frequently. So maybe I'll get in touch with y'all one of these good old times.
Okay, do that.
Yes, we would love that. All right.
And so do y'all have shows and stuff too, right?
Yeah, I have a podcast and I go live on TikTok. I'm actually gonna go live on TikTok after this.
Oh,
okay.
I'll let you know what the YouTube channel is for Star. I watched a lot of those episodes. She got a good podcast too.
Okay.
No permission needed.
I'll tap into that
Say it again, Star.
No permission needed podcast on YouTube.
All right,
Okay,
everybody,
I'll tap into that.
go subscribe to Star's YouTube channel, No Permission Needed Podcast.
Yes.
All right, I'm
right,
gonna do
y'all.
that right now.
All right.
All right.
All
Bye,
right, peace.
y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye bye.